Whoop whoop. What's up, motherfuckers? If you can hear me, it is your boy BstMstR. That is BeastMasteR of CarnivalSpirits chiming in from behind the flyer. And we are about to get this show on the road. Yo, much love to everybody chiming in. You know we got a fucking dope ass stream for you today. And of course, I can't keep the identity of my special guest a secret for very much longer. You motherfuckers already know. And yeah, I might as well just show that motherfucker. Let me get that flyer going here. Shabam. Bobby Blaze Team MUJ, Midwest United Juggalos, the official DJ of Juggalo Weekend 2025 in Worcester, Massachusetts, which just took place a measly week ago in the middle of a fucking blizzard in Massachusetts. And I cannot wait to fucking share this conversation with y'all. It's fucking dope. You know I had a great time. You know that Juggalos were fucking tearing it up. Everybody who made it to Juggalo Weekend this year, hella props to you for surviving the elements and coming correct. Made a lot of memories. Add to the pile the mountain of memories that we've been making in the Juggalo world. It's it's going to be a little bit though, because the video is still downloading. But we're going to get into it real soon. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all y'all blowing up the chat. Anyone who's sharing the flyers, much love. You guys are the shit. And we got about a 2-hour show in store for you today. That's why I'm not really tripping on getting this thing started immediately, because we're in it for the long haul. And so if you make it the whole time, or if you pop in and out, or if you watch it on the replay, whatever's clever. And I know that Bobby Blaze, Team MUJ, they're going to be going live, doing their thing on their channel. Make sure you sub up and tune into that. I believe this weekend. But maybe I'm speaking. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I haven't seen any promo, but you better believe that Team MUJ is going to be in full effect, doing their own Juggalo Weekend recap with special guests. But I got to thank Bobby for chopping it up with me, and it was so good to see him out there at DCGCon, Worcester, Sturbridge. Sorry. Yeah, it was a good time, and we're going to talk all about it. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into the good, the bad, the ugly, the killer, and the sweet romantic, because it was Valentine's Day. 2 ICP shows back to back in Worcester, Massachusetts. First time that ever happened was during the Tempest era. They did 2 shows back to back at the Worcester Palladium, and it flipped our wigs. It was a crazy fucking party. And this year was no different. I mean, it was a little different. Because it's 2025 and we're all older and wiser and maybe a little bit rustier. Speak for yourself. I'm fucking shining like a diamond over here. Never been better. I have my health. I've got my family. I've got juggalos all around the world fucking vibing. We're all on the same page. And Bobby Blaze and I are going to have a really dope conversation. It was pre-recorded from yesterday. And I'm going to be here with y'all in the chat. So as long as y'all want to chime in, I'm going to keep putting it up on the screen. What up, Ninja with a Pencil? What up, everybody? Sorry I didn't mean to ignore anybody out there who's showing love. You guys are the shit, and I appreciate y'all. And we're going to get the show started very soon. And once we do, sit back, relax, grab your drinks, grab your herbs, grab a pillow, lay down, relax, kick your feet up, or, jump on that keyboard and fuck up the chat with me. Either way, I'm glad to broadcast this here on CarnivalSpirits. We got a lot of things in the works right now, between myself, Don Chaos, Cali Green Too Fresh. So make sure you're checking out the new videos, the new content coming out. not just from myself, but from my brothers, ninjas in action, spirits of the Dark Carnival, still going strong. We're uh, we're glad to be a part of this big crazy fucking circus. We surely are. Shout out to Cali Green. That's right. Um, yeah, man. We all got a lot of things going on. We're putting in some work this year. Um, so there's a lot of stuff on the horizon that I'm excited to share with you guys. And this is just a drop in the bucket. You know, it's going to be an avalanche of fucking dope content just dumping onto the into the algorithm, joining the flow of the interwebs. The Juggalo universe is it's evolving and changing and growing and maybe sometimes shrinking and growing again. It's nuts. If you guys were at Juggalo weekend last week, if you were at Worcester, at the Worcester Palladium, if you're at DCG Con, I'd love to hear your experience. I'd love to hear what your favorite parts were. If you got anything to share, you know where to do it. Drop it in the comments. And yeah, and also I guess I should say if you have any special requests for special guest features on the BeastMasteR show moving forward, now would be a good time to let me know because I am booking future episodes and I've got a few guests lined up and you know, who knows, this might become a weekly thing again. Yeah, the whole weekend was lit as fuck. Um, I can't even explain and maybe I try a little bit when I talk to Bobby Blaze. We get into it. We get into it, like I said. Um, but it's a little overwhelming, because it's a whole lot of people. It's like a couple decades worth of concert community that I've been involved in. Just met a lot of really fucking dope people and some people I haven't seen in a long time. They all showed up. We all showed out and we all fucking had the time of our lives. At least I did. And if anyone out there feels the same, it's a special bond that we got. These memories. I cherish them, and you know, I don't know if I'll ever make it back to another show in Massachusetts again. I really, put myself out there and traveled 3,000 miles just to be there through a fucking storm. Through and if you're not a gathering ass juggalo, then who knows when the next time we'll meet again. But I'm definitely going to be at the gathering this year. I saw that announcement about the website debut, launching, what have you, in March. It's the gathering of legends. Getting ahead of ourselves, but now the Juggalo weekend is behind us. It's kind of on my mind. It's kind of the next big thing to look forward to, and I got a lot of things to do before then. And this show or this channel just might be your portal, your sneak peek into the process of I might start showing off a little bit more of what I got going on in some streams. Maybe not the BeastMasteR show, but maybe we'll do some other types of content. I don't know. But hey, it looks like that video is ready to share, and so I'm going to get this show on the road. We're going to have a talk. We're going to have a talk with Bobby Blaze, Midwest United Juggalos, Team MUJ. This guy's the man. And if you're not familiar, you got to get educated. You got to go subscribe to those Midwest United Juggalos and check out their content. They got some really dope fucking videos coming up. that shit trash, that shit fire. All right, I don't know if I'm leaking stuff I'm not supposed to leak, but you guys are the shit for what you do. You know it. I can't fucking wait. Um, but enough of me. Well, I mean, enough of me right here, right now. Let's get into this fucking conversation. What's up, guys? I know I'm here, um, and I'm ready to fucking play this video for y'all. So, without further ado, Carnival Spirits is proud to announce or introduce the one and the only Bobby Blaze. Everybody. Everybody. All right. Start the fucking movie. Oops. What's up, Bobby Blaze? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good as fuck, bro. I'm good as fuck still, you know what I'm saying? Still riding high off that Juggalo weekend shit, you know.
I know. Juggalo weekend 2025 came and went like a fucking blizzard. Literally.
Oh man.
Yo, we got to talk about this. First of all, congrats on the gig. I did not even know that you were booked to be the official DJ of Juggalo weekend until like the day before I left or something like that. So I was hella fucking stoked to even know that you were going to be there, let alone be on the job. So
yeah, 100%, man.
How'd that go?
Honestly, like, you know, obviously I have to thank, you know, straight up Psychopathic for even like having that shit happen, you know what I'm saying? Being the official DJ of the return of DCG Con is super fresh, you know, and it kind of happened last minute or and out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? I'm obviously not their first choice for DJing when it comes to things or whatever, and I can't be mad at that at all. You know what I'm saying?
Is that obvious? I don't know, man. Who's your competition out there? I mean, besides almighty DJ Chunk.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I believe that they would have probably preferred to use, or were probably going to use Chunk, or at least, you know, they definitely reached out to Chunk. Chunk was unable to be there. Obviously, he wasn't there for Ouija. Then you've seen that throughout the weekend, but he wasn't able to be there. Thanks to my homies, you know what I'm saying? You know, like Shaggy Theirhead, Darby, or whatever. I was, you know, recommended back to Rob for the spot. You know, I did the last two gatherings. Rob hit me up to do this. And at first, I really didn't think I was going to be able to make it happen. You know, it's like 12 hours more from me. You know what I'm saying? So I really wasn't sure if I'd be able to get the time off work and be able to make the trip or whatever. But once it did happen, I reached back out to Rob and we made it work, bro. And like I really didn't want to pass up the opportunity to like be part of not just Juggalo weekend, but really the return to DCG Con, you know?
Right on. Yeah, that was huge. And I know that's the thing. It's like talking about two different things, but they happen simultaneously, like like literally overlapping each other, where DCG Con went longer into the day, that, you know, you had to leave DCG Con early if you wanted to make JCW, which is what I did. And I feel like I missed hella shit. So I want to know, what was your experience with that? Were you kind of like, I don't want to say stuck, but were you on duty like at DCG Con till the end of the schedule like that?
Basically every day, right? I worked like I was on like detail for almost like 12 hours, you know what I'm saying? The way that the shows went, there was an event that took an hour, and then there was an hour in between, and then there was the other event. And that's how that ran all day. Friday, it ran until 10 o'clock all the way. The last event that I did was like a Juggalo Catch 21. It ended at 10 o'clock. Got in the car, drove to Worcester. You know what I'm saying? Like that was so I got to the Palladium the first night, right as Calico was like near the middle to end of the set. But then the next night, the main stage closed at 9 o'clock. So I had a little bit more time. I was actually done with my set and helping them clean up or whatever around 8 o'clock or 8:30, 8:45. But that meant I was at the convention the entire day. You know what I'm saying? In between whatever show or event I would do, if I wasn't like, I would throw down, I would start mixing usually about 15 minutes and sometimes a half hour before the next show or whatever.
Right.
But if not, I was walking around checking out events, getting some food or whatever, or just checking out how it went down through there. Hell yeah.
Right, right. Yo, I had a lot of fun last weekend. Maybe a little too much fun. Like, I got to admit, it was nice not having to have any responsibilities whatsoever and just going with the flow, especially for me because I had to fly in from Oregon. You know, everybody knows I'm from Massachusetts, so the fact that I moved across the country and then they bring Juggalo weekend to Worcester, Massachusetts. I'm like, oh hell no, I'm not missing that motherfucker. Like, and I spent a small fortune to get myself there and to enjoy myself properly, and I don't regret a fucking minute of it. Like, it was great.
Yeah, you know, that's something too. Just of everyone who've always talked about seeing shows at the Palladium, and then hearing you when we were walking outside to our cars. In the fucking snowy ass parking lot, and just hearing those stories, and now knowing that, like, cool, man, I got to fucking see 2 nights of ICP at the Palladium. This, like, you know, like legendary Juggalo spot where, you know, infamous Juggalos like yourself and motherfucking Illegal and stuff, you know, formed their Juggalo histories. You know, I think that's fresh as hell.
For sure, and I probably like told this to too many people, like just rambling to all my friends, but I have seen more clown shows at the Worcester Palladium than any other venue. Like, in, you know, and out of all the gatherings have moved around. So, you know, I've only been to Cave and Rock so many times and only been to Legend Valley so many times, but the Palladium, that is the fucking place, man. And I don't know, in your opinion, right? You've been to a lot of clown shows. How do you rank it? I mean, was it up to par, or was it overhyped, or no, it's a 2-part question because the first night and the second night were very different, and I have my own opinion about that. And some ninjas were they even somebody said something to me like, "Oh yeah, I'm waiting to see, like, you know, what this is going to be, you know." And on the first night, it wasn't quite as packed as the second night. Now I told them, like, don't judge the Palladium by tonight. Wait till tomorrow night, because I was right. The second night was way more fucking packed.
Oh yeah, I have to say for sure, I love the layout of that venue 100%. The stacked as you go down to the pit, you know, the multiple levels. That's badass. It's badass for any kind of show, but even more fresh for a clown show. You know what I'm saying? Because then if you really want to get it,
you got the bar, and then you go down a step. And then there's another tier, and there's some seats, but there's a railing, and then in front of that tier is the what do you call it, the sound booth thingy, and then below that is another tier, and then you have the floor, and it's pretty sweet.
It reminds me of kind of like the House of Blues out here in Chicago, the way that those tiers are like that. I really like that. I had a great time in the venue for sure. The crowd out there for sure was hype, but you're right. I just think that, you know, even the second night, it being Saturday, everyone was just even more hyped. But that set alone Saturday night, I was more. I mean, I don't know. I'm not taking anything away from Friday's set. The background and everything looked super fresh Friday. They did some cool tracks on Friday, but Saturday, that like classic ICP set. I don't know, man. They just seemed more into it. There was a pit from the time I got in. I got there in enough time to be able to see Ouija's entire set. But the entire time that I was there was a pit going on in the center of that shit that went on like the entire fucking night for sure.
Yep. You know, I hear what people say. I've seen a lot of talk. There's a lot of OGs that feel like things aren't the same as they used to be, and that's not something that I'm just hearing now. That's probably something I've heard for years now. But I personally enjoyed seeing so many ages, like young kids, the older heads, and everything in between. Like, people painted up like motherfuckers I don't recognize. You know what I mean? Like all these fresh faces, and I feel like that annoys some like juggalos, like like the gatekeepers or whatever. But I swear to God, like if you think about it, what would the future be if it wasn't for, you know, the youth coming in? And I don't know. I mean, I just don't have anything against it. But people are not on the same page. So you get a mixed review, right? And my personal review is that just don't give a fuck. You know, I'm there for the fucking music and the atmosphere and my homies, and there were too many, too many fucking fresh moments, too many homies. I was like a pig in shit. It was just great.
And see, like going off that for you, you know, being from there, growing up out there and all that, you know what I'm saying? I can see that hitting for you in that way. Like for me, I sat back and I'm like multiple times throughout the weekend. And it's cool that you bring this up because, you know, Worcester's 800 fucking miles plus from where I live at. You know what I'm saying? I only saw like 3 Juggalos, maybe a little handful more than 3 that I knew from the Midwest or even the Chicagoland area that went out there or whatever.
Okay.
Most of my homies really weren't out there. This is the first time that I've been to like a show on the East Coast. So it was predominantly East Coast Juggalos. You know what I'm saying? New York, Rhode Island, Connecticut. I was meeting Mad Ninjas from all over there, you know, all over the Massachusetts area, Pennsylvania and shit. Yeah. Whereas, you know, I'm from the Midwest. You know, people come from west to where we're at. We're from Chicago. So going out there and seeing a bunch of Juggalos, when you were saying, you know, new faces or whatever, I saw very few familiar faces, and that's dope as fuck. Yeah. Because those people who I didn't know and seeing how big groups of homies that they were there with or how many people they knew, it just really like still, you know, however many years we are into this Juggalo shit, it's still just like, yo, man, like none of these people are like, this isn't the area that I grew up in. And all these people have been doing this for however many years out here together. They all know each other. They all have their own cliques out here. Everything is like, it's so different, but it's like, you know, like you see that at the gathering or whatever, but you expect that at the gathering and it's still, you see all your people at the gathering or whatever. So to go across the country and yeah, I've seen people that I knew, you know, Illegal, Humble Among, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of like just you 3 in particular are all from out there, you know what I'm saying? So
like,
I would be,
shows, you know,
but I would be more shocked to see you guys at a Chicago show than I should have been shocked to see you guys out there. So it was at least like, I don't know, it's just really cool to go outside of my regular comfort zone and do like 800 miles away from home to see some Juggalo shit and see that, man, there is like, this Juggalo shit is super fucking is huge. You know what I'm saying? Where everyone's been going to the Palladium for all these years and here, you know, fucking 30 years later, I'm going to the Palladium for the first time in the weekend, you know what I'm saying? And seeing how it goes, you know, it's just, it was wild to me, man. Like, I don't know, like if that upsets Juggalos, like that's dumb as fuck because we get to do this shit all these years. And it is like in front of me, there was young kids who were catching Faygo and spraying Faygo. I saw this young kid pick up a ground Faygo, pour it into his mouth and chuck that shit. And I said, the fucking Dark Carnival is very much alive, you know what I'm saying? This shit will go on longer than me, you know? Like, I can see it there, you know? Like,
okay, that's cool. You just triggered like 4 things I need to say, okay? Let me try and say them before I forget. First of all, now you know what the experience is like driving from Massachusetts to the gathering. Like a 12-hour drive every fucking year. When I lived in Massachusetts,
hey, but at least it was the summer, man. I drove through, and you know what? This is something that I wanted to say too. You know, it was Dark Carnival Games Convention. I drove in a role-playing game there and back. You know what I'm saying? I would make it to the next level, and the next level would be like, okay, you just went through fucking a blizzard. Now freezing rain through the mountains. Now dense fog, gusty wind advisory, fucking deer crossing zones. You know, like it was fucking. It was the next boss after level boss the rest of the way out there, man.
I was gonna say the elephant in the room is the weather, and I do want to talk about the weather. But before I get to the weather, another thing I wanted to say is, you know, just like the Midwest draws all the Midwestern states to whatever show it is, whether it be Ohio or, you know, Michigan. You know, I've noticed that the frequent like Detroit show attenders. Is that how you say it? People that go to shows in Detroit all the time, people that can make that hike, you know what I mean? Tons of Juggalos from the East Coast do that, you know, because it's doable, right? But you must have, what I'm saying is in New England, the Worcester Palladium is like the clown town. I'm not from Worcester. I'm not like Thierry Diaz, okay? I'm not from Worcester. I'm from 45. I was from 45 minutes away from Worcester. I had to drive an hour to get to Worcester every time there was a clown show. But you've got ninjas from Massachusetts. You've got New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey. I mean, all of these states flock to the Worcester Palladium. I don't know, maybe Pennsylvania has another like frequent that I've been to it. I remember the oddity show years ago, like a decade ago, was in Pennsylvania. But my point is that it just is the hub, that's why it has that reputation, because shows always sell out. They've been selling out consistently since the Wicked Wonka tour. And it's a fun story I always tell, is that as a young juggalo before Wicked Wonka, when ICP came to Massachusetts or Rhode Island or anywhere in New England, I didn't have to buy a ticket ahead of time. I just showed up at the venue, bought a ticket at the box office, and walked in. Wicked Wonka tour was the first time I showed up at the venue and the shit was sold out. And I was like caught with my pants down and had to scalp a ticket off of one of the roadies for like 3 times the price just to get in. And it's because it had like Tech and, Bone Thugs and Harmony and whoever the fuck else, all these motherfucking opening artists that made it a dope ass show. And it was never the same. That was like a tipping point where clown shows sold out every fucking time from that point on in pretty much everywhere. I don't know. I mean, it was just like, a crescendo of clownism.
I can see that though too. I mean, you're right. Just how close all those states are together, and how many juggalos are out in that area. I mean, it's no wonder why that fucking place was just like a hub, a juggalo hub. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing you made me think of is, I mentioned that, people say that things aren't the same, and I think a lot of that is attributed to we're getting older, and things aren't the same when you're older. My body can't take what it used to be able to take. I interviewed Thierry Diaz a few weeks ago, or I guess a month ago now.
Oh yeah, shout out Terry D.
Yeah, shout out to Thierry. We got to talk about him a little bit more, but I told him because he was like, yeah, I'm getting in shape, ready for fucking performing and all that. And I'm like, yeah, me too. I'm not even performing, but I literally went to the gym for a month leading up to Juggalo weekend just to have the stamina to be able to handle 2 days and 2 nights of clown business. And I swear to God, that was the smartest thing I ever did, because it was a endurance challenge with the weather and with just being on your feet all day and moving around like I do. Like I wasn't just like sitting down in a corner like the fucking Godfather letting people come up and kiss the ring like I'm special. When you're in the venue like that, it really is like we all belong, and you get humbled as fuck, because I don't know, it really kind of like brings you down to earth. Anybody who has like an inflated ego about anything about themselves, they always get taken down a peg when you're surrounded by hundreds and hundreds of down ass juggalos, and you see the way people have love, show love, and it brings out joy. It also brings out insecurity. You see motherfuckers having all sorts of clashes you see fights break out. On my footage when I was filming from the pit, last song of the last night, you can see people in front of me turning their heads and looking this way because there was a fist fight that broke out right next to me, and I was just filming, and I'm like watching, and I'm like, oh, cool. And I didn't even turn the camera on them because I didn't know who they were, and they were so tired that fist fight dissipated. Have to be broken up, but they were swinging on each other, and that was like, and everyone's like rubbernecking. It wasn't that serious, but things get heated. And at the Palladium, oh my God, so many people, friends of mine, like in the pit, wiling out, throwing elbows, bloody fucking noses, getting concussions, getting ejected by the bouncers and missing the rest of the, you know what I mean? Like so many memories. Like it's not just like, oh, it's an awesome venue. No, it's just the memories that we've made there. And you know how it is when clown shows come around, juggalos take over the fucking town. And so the only unfortunate part of the weekend, in my opinion, was the weather. Because if it wasn't for the weather, you would have seen something even more magical. You would have seen the parking lot full of juggalos, like as if it was the gathering. You would have seen the way that juggalos are when they converge, when they're outside and they're allowed to fucking chief and fucking throw fago and heckle and, you know, and get into mischief and, you know, and just fucking, you know, whatever, hacky sacks or fucking circle jerks, whatever juggalos like to do. Like, but last weekend it was more like everyone kind of retreated into pockets of their homies and hotels and, you know, like fucking cold and rushing to get in the venue. And, you know, so if anything, that was the only downside, in my opinion, is that we didn't get to, I mean, it's February in Massachusetts and whatever, global warming is a motherfucker, but nobody knew it was going to have a blizzard. But if there was going to be a blizzard, it would have been in that time. And
absolutely. Yeah, man. That the weather definitely fucking shook things up for sure. I mean, even just being like, whether it had been cold or not, Juggalo still would have been out there. But I think it was that Saturday nights, that blizzard that hit Saturday night. I think that really kind of just, I don't know, but I still can see it though, man. I can see how dope it would be. I can see how that parking lot was cool while snowy. You know what I'm saying? So I could imagine it full of juggalos being right there, and how everything was kind of just in that downtown area. I can see it packed with juggalos. You know, I hope that there is something big that happens there again sometime, but just not in the motherfucking winter. You know?
Yeah, and you know, maybe they learned their lesson like 25 years ago, but they forgot. It was so long ago that they forgot, and they just learned their lesson again. Because I remember specifically, it was in the Bazaar era. They had a WBCN Christmas rave. That was the name of the show, and ICP were the headliners, and it was at the Palladium, and it was a Christmas rave. It was in between Christmas and New Year's, and walking out of the venue drenched in Faygo to a winter fucking wonderland, much like last weekend. They made a comment publicly about that, like, yeah, we need to chill on the winter fucking tours, like, or on the winter shows, because we don't want to do that to you juggalos anymore. Well, you done did it to us this week.
Fucking 2 nights in a row, and shit. You know, the second night I got a little bit more Faygo, but I wasn't as, and that's the thing. That also goes with my ass being old then too, man. I'm just, you know, I very rarely get fully fucking soaked anymore, especially in the winter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna be freezing out there or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But on Saturday, I at least got a little bit more Faygo. Friday, I was kind of too far away from it really to get any, and I really wasn't getting down too far into the pit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Again, I'm old, and I guess for me, it's a little bit different though too, especially with this. Is like, I had to be back up at the convention at 9:30 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? There was no like. I really had no. I mean, I took care of myself and I got sleep or whatever, and I was well rested comparatively. But still, like, I don't know. My old ass wasn't getting down no fucking mosh pit or nothing like I would have, you know. And to me, that's really the only thing that's changed when people talk about like things like that. Because I felt like everyone else, there was a lot of motherfuckers there that were going more rowdy than I would have. You know what I'm saying? They went rowdy for me. There was enough of that, you know, going down. You know, there was enough Juggalo shit going down, you know, but so that's why I don't know, like, obviously things have changed, you know what I'm saying? I went to my first show, I was fucking 12 years old. I'm 38 years old now. Obviously I've changed. If I didn't change, I'd be really fucked up, you know what I'm saying? So even my first gathering was in 2002, going to Juggalo weekend in 2025. If things hadn't changed, it'd be pretty fucking stale, I think, you know what I'm saying? So change can collectively be good if you embrace it, you know?
Well, there are social dynamics at play in New England that you probably are just not privy to, and it's just, you know, all the cliques. I don't know what else to say, you know, people that have been friends for 10, 20, 30 years, and people that have grown apart, people that have had falling outs and then reconciliations, and then maybe some people who have not. And so there's just a lot of emotions come up. I saw so many people last weekend that I haven't seen in forever, and it's been 4 years since I left Massachusetts. I never missed any ICP shows because they haven't toured in 5 years.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, and I've been going to the gatherings. I've only missed one since the pandemic. So a lot of people that I know that are gathering friends, I'll call them gathering friends, gathering juggalos that I see now on a regular basis. It was great to see some of them in Worcester last week, but it was really nice to see the people that don't make it to the gatherings that I remember from hella fucking clown shows in Massachusetts. So it was quite the homecoming and quite the reunion for me. And I'm not the only one who made the journey back. I have friends that had moved to Florida. Multiple people came back for this. People who, I'm just saying, it was really special, and it was emotional, and a lot of people, I hope, had a great time. You know, I know I did, and I don't know, because I see the talk on the internet where it's like a bittersweet thing, like, and I don't know where people are coming from, because I don't know what they expect. I don't know what they expect from ICP. I don't know what they expect from the community. Like, would you really prefer it if ICP shows were just like late 20 to 30, 40, 50, and 60-year-olds? Like,
yeah, seriously.
Is that what gatekeeping means? Like,
and like, you know, there's like, I don't know, there's because the topic of that shit gets, like, you know, thrown around all the time, but really, like, I don't know, man, the community has to survive, and as long as it's fucking, as long as it stays thriving, then there's no, I don't know, I don't know how much, I don't know how much of a gate I could close on people, because, like,
here's what I hear, man. Here's what I hear. I hear that these young jugs don't get it. They don't have the same, like, morals. Like, they're not raised on, like, I don't understand how that people don't get it, like, as if they can't get it from listening to the music. Like if you weren't there, you will never know. Like, what are you talking about? It's all documented. It's all on Spotify. You can literally stream for a week and get caught up if you just pay attention. But you know what? Back in the day, there was plenty of people that showed up just because they saw a good time and they wanted to be a part of it, and they didn't do their homework, and they did just fucking pick up Riddlebox socks yesterday and don't know the album yet. And that was a joke back then. Well, yeah, that's always going to be the case. There's always going to be somebody who is there because, I don't know, their boyfriend is into it. And so, or their girlfriend is into it. And so, yeah, not everybody is going to be a fucking, you know, valedictorian of the Dark Carnival University. I don't know, like,
yeah, you got to start somewhere. That's the whole thing. Is like, I just don't, yeah, and it's always been changing like that. It's always been like that, where, you know, oh, these people are finding out about it because of this, or these people are hearing about it because of this, or whatever. And it's been changing on the moral aspect of it too. Juggalos at this point are the most understanding, sensitive juggalos I think that there's ever been. You know, where for the most part, besides the old people stuck in the ways of thinking, I think that most people, like, are ever evolving along with the times of what a juggalo, I guess, would represent. You know what I'm saying? You know, being inclusive and things. You know.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I feel like hella juggalos are jealous. You know, when they see, like, other people get a shine. I mean, you know, there's lots of rappers out there that have been trying and failed, or didn't rise to, or didn't get an opportunity, you know, didn't get booked for something. You know, and I don't mean this as an insult, because I feel jealousy when I see somebody doing something that I want to do, not because I don't want them to do it, because I wish I could be them. Like, that's what jealousy means, right? Like, oh, I wish that was me up there. Like, or I wish that I was the one who got booked for the gathering or Juggalo weekend. And let's talk about TR Diaz for a minute, because he fucking killed it at the gathering. I'm sorry, you at the gathering and at Juggalo weekend. Like, dude's a monster on stage. And I love him because he's so talented and he's got so much love, and he's almost like he's just so positive, you know what I mean? Like, not that toxic positivity that Kevin Gill used to spew, but I mean, like, like actual fucking mana flexing, you know, like
Oh yeah.
But he was the only local artist that was booked on Juggalo weekend in Worcester, and he is a Worcester Juggalo. I feel like anybody else who was aspiring to be in his position would be well in their right to feel a certain way about that. But you can't hate a motherfucker. That's the thing, is like, what, I don't know. I feel like there's no controlling that. You feel the way you feel. But I'm proud of people. I like to see people getting theirs. You know what I mean? Like it's inspiring.
Yeah, Terry D is another guy that I like seeing shine. You know what I'm saying? He's always been really nice to us. I've always been cool with Terry D, and seeing the things that he's done over the last few years has been dope. You know, and seeing that he is, you know, being from out there and performing on the show for Juggalo weekend, I think it was super dope. I don't know, to be honest, I don't really know a lot of New England rappers, you know what I'm saying, or at least that are current, you know what I'm saying. I know like Illegal rapped or whatever, and I think maybe Wicked Wood was from the New England area. I don't even know. I don't know who's from the New England area, so that's the thing, you know what I'm saying. I know that, you know, you're from New England or whatever. I don't know who's from out there or whatever. So, but I know Terry D, and I know the work that he's been putting in, and I know what he does. So seeing him on that bill, I thought was really fresh. Of course, I missed him. I only got to see the last two acts every fucking night, so I didn't get to see him or Darby or fucking Whitney Payton or anything. You know what I'm saying? I only get to see the last two artists every night of the show. You know.
Well, you know what? A lot of people complain when there's too many openers. When you know, and there's lots of shows that do this. Maybe like Juggalo Ohio is one of them, where it's just like fucking 20 openers, or I'm not trying to pick on Ouija, or Chapter 17, but anytime there's a bill where they just fucking stack the night with like short sets and everybody gets in there and gets their set, it ends up being I don't know. It's like a lot of people don't give a shit, right? So, but you're trying to get your moment. You're trying to get up there on the stage.
I feel like for Juggalo weekend, I feel like the way that they would have done that if JCW wasn't popping again. You know what I'm saying? They would have done the same thing. JCW is, and they did it on the whole last tour. And I love JCW or whatever, but I thought JCW could have happened at the convention, and how fresh it would have been. It would have drawn more people to the convention. It would have been a cool look to shoot at the convention instead of being before the concert or whatever. But I think that having JCW, that's an hour and a half, 2 hours at least. That takes that would have been.
So JCW is the reason why we didn't have more local openers.
I would assume so. I would assume the reason why that there is not as many openers on stuff like that right now is because now with the big push towards JCW, they can just throw a JCW show before it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That's what they did every night of the wagon the Train of Terror tour. So I'm assuming that's kind of just, you know, it's a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Gets JCW out to more people, keeps JCW running current. But yeah, that's the thing, is that I feel like I'm cool with JCW before 20 openers or whatever. I don't know how many people are actually opening for Juggalo Ohio, but there are, at least they put people that I want to see where it is actual local people that I'm familiar with.
And for the record, I've never been to a Juggalo Ohio, and I actually don't even really care like how many openers there are, but I see people complaining all the time, and that's a complaint here, you know.
People will complain about fucking anything, you know what I'm saying? You give people fucking free ice cream, they'd fucking complain, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I really enjoyed the wrestling, and then just 3 openers, and then ICP. It was a perfect balance, in my opinion. It was really
and
nice.
the show ran tight. I knew what time I needed to be in there both nights. Like I said, I got to see most of Chris Calico. I got to chop it up with Chris Calico for a minute later on that evening. And then I got to see both ICP sets, and I got to see Ouija's full set. And I thought Ouija's set was very different. You know what I'm saying? There's only a few times now I've seen Ouija without Chunk. Maybe I can't even remember how many times, but it's only been a couple of times now that I've seen Ouija perform without DJ Chunk.
Now that you think about it, you're right. Yeah. Chunk's always up there with him.
Yeah, so he couldn't make it to this. So to not see him up there was wild. And Ouija played tracks that I had never seen Ouija play before. I know some of them are brand new, and I haven't seen them since they came out or whatever. But he even did that Hatchet Samurai song, which I think is a really dope track, and he played that. And you wouldn't really think that he would play that live. I feel like he played it live because it was Juggalo weekend.
Cool.
And I thought that was really dope then too.
That's awesome. You know, I haven't actually taken the time to watch it yet, but it's cool that they did a live stream and there's footage, like official footage of the shows. I do plan on revisiting and checking that out sometime. All the music performances were broadcasted.
You were there for all the sets then the whole weekend?
Yes.
You got to see all the performances.
Yes.
How was the crowd for Darby? Because I've seen a lot of people rocking Darby shirts the next day, and I wonder if I mean, I know he's technically from the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? Because he was, you know, out of Florida when he you know, kind of came up. But I felt like I wondered how he did in front of that crowd on that stage or whatever. Because like I said, I saw a bunch of people and even younger people wearing Darby O'Trill shirts the next day, and I thought that was really fresh.
I don't know if I can give you a read of the whole crowd, but I thought it went over very well. I mean, he didn't perform to like a big empty void at all. I mean, like you said, the JCW brought the people in. Everybody was there. Everybody got to hear him. My problem is that a lot of my old school friends are very dismissive of the new scene, you know, of Darby and Ouija and Shaggy the Airhead. And so, you know, it's not an issue. Like, I don't give a fuck. You like what you like, you know what I mean? But so, you know what I mean? So I don't really pay any mind. Like, there's people that are not paying attention. They're literally just socializing in the back of the venue. They're talking to their friends. But when Darby performed, I went up there and got a little footage, and I was paying attention. I was proud of him, man. I love Darby. Like, he's a homie. You know what I mean? Like, I personally fucking love seeing his star shine, and he's damn good. Like, he's got the energy. He's up there doing this thing, and then I hear friends of mine fucking bitching about like, all these songs sound the same. It sounds like their albums sound like one long song. I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, you either vibe to it or you don't. But nobody's putting a gun to your head to fucking support the Juggalo scene. Again, I don't know what the issue is, but I'm not trying to make it seem like everyone's a hater. It's just that I know too many people. So I know a lot of haters.
No, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? That is why I don't know. Even though we do the show and we know a lot of people, I fuck with a lot of people, but at the same time, it's hard to fuck with too many people because like there are so many people that are just stuck in the old ways. Like, like dog, if new people aren't finding out about this Juggalo shit and then representing it like we do, then it's just done and over with. Like you said, it's just going to be us in our fucking 50s, 60s, and 70s at clown shows getting hit by Faygo bottles and dying. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, fuck that. I've taken my son to see ICP Three-Headed Monster and now ICP. You know what I'm saying? Even if he chooses to go see them and even be down with it like that or whatever, that's totally on him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like forcing it on him or whatever, but like, I think like seeing kids that do want to go or are asking their parents to go or finding out about them, even if they're finding out about them on fucking TikTok and they go see ICP and the next thing you know, they're representing it like we do. You know what I'm saying? Where they're fucking spreading this fucking the love and kindness and dope shit that a Juggalo does. Like, how could that ever be bad? You know? And I feel like Ouija and Darby now too, like if Juggalo's like myself, you know, I'm not like an aspiring rapper or anything, but like seeing Darby shine and get the opportunities that he's getting now are motivation towards me in any kind of way. Like, yo, like Darby's one of us. You know what I'm saying? Darby is a real like Juggalo. There's not like, he's not a Juggalo rapper. He's not a fucking Juggalo who just got down or some shit. He's been doing this a long time before any of the opportunities that he has now. So to see him up there is like seeing me up there. Seeing DJ Chunk up there is like seeing me up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people are representatives of us and the whole culture because like in this culture, you have the opportunity to like do cool shit for it. You know what I'm saying? And get the opportunity. Like for me, dog, like to DJ at DCG Con and like do some of the events that I did this year or like just work. I mean, to work with Rob like the whole weekend to me was like a dream come true type shit. Like if I could like they'd have those mentorship programs or those like if I could especially if I was younger or whatever, if I could have been like an apprentice to fucking Rob or whatever as a fucking assistant to Rob and learned all the things that they like. I mean, just imagine what you could learn from Rob Bruce, you know what I'm saying, who's been essentially running ICP for fucking 35 years, you know what I'm saying? Like, to have these opportunities, you don't get those opportunities in a lot of things in life, you know what I'm saying? To grow up with ICP posters on my wall since I was 11 years old and, like, you know, have phone conversations with Rob Bruce about fucking cool ideas that they want to do at a convention. Like, if you would have told me that when I was a fucking kid, I would have laughed at you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I would have been like, who are you, my guidance counselor, bitch? Quit telling me shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's happening. You know?
It doesn't seem real. I found myself like defending Darby and DJ Chunk to a few people that were like kind of talking negative, and I was like, dude, you don't even know. Like, these guys are like juggalos, that they were like kids that were raised by juggalos and they're living the dream. Like, it's fucking wild to, and plus they're insanely talented. I have to say, I have still to this day not met DJ Chunk, and I fucking just not in the right place at the right time. But man, I am insanely impressed with his fucking skills, man.
He's insane.
The Juggalo Day fucking music he put out, the new shit. Oh my god, it was so dope. When that shit dropped, I was listening to it in my hotel room. He's
the homie too, and like I said, he's one of us, bro. Like, and even like, you know, he's one of the first people that was really showing us a lot of love too. That like, because you know, like like I said, he's one of us, and he gets this dope ass opportunity. It's not like some bullshit opportunity either. He earned that spot, like with Ouija, became tight with Ouija, tours the country with them now. Also he's got a fucking dope ass real job that fucking takes him to like the Olympics and shit. He was at the Olympics again this past summer, you know, like
I didn't even know that. That's why.
Yeah, man. He's a dope dude, you know what I'm saying, and massively talented, you know, like, so like I don't know, like the new generation or whatever they're calling it, I feel like is in good hands, because like if it wasn't for like even Shaggy Theirhead, I wouldn't have had the opportunities that I have. If it wasn't for Dev, I wouldn't have some of the opportunities that I've had. You know, Dev's done so much for people that like most people don't even know that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Dev's helped out so many people. Shaggy's helped out so many people. You know, like it's because those people were juggalos. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not like people who came in and swooped in and like because juggalos are cool or whatever. These are people who grew up being juggalos and now are in like, you know, a cool position where they could help out other juggalos. I just think that's what actually people do.
Honestly, I don't know that. I didn't know that. I don't know who they're helping, and I think a lot of other people don't know that either. So it's a little bit of ignorance, you know, and maybe a little bit of prejudging. And
that's what it is, really. You know, it's like, you know, people stuck in the old ways or whatever, where they just don't want to accept what's new. Like, you know, it's way past closing the gate, motherfucker. This shit happened on Disney in '97. The gate's been unclosable since then, you know, like 99, these motherfuckers were, or whenever they were on the motherfucking Woodstock, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you can't close the gate on the Juggalo shit.
It's an old tired thing. I mean, I don't even mean to bring it up. It's just
funny because it's true though, and like, you know, it's true. And hearing your perspective of it, that's another reason why I wanted to talk with you like about this, because you were from there. You're from, you know, originally from that area, so you were going into it locally. I went into it globally. You know, I had no idea about. I don't even know a lot of people, like I said, who are from out in that area. You know what I'm saying? There's a few of you that I could. Mikey Sears, you, Illegal. You know what I'm saying? Tier Diaz. You know,
Sears there? I didn't.
Mikey Sears wasn't there, but he's someone that I know that's from out there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I was going to say I missed him. That's the thing, is I didn't even see everybody who was there. It was so fucking crowded, and because the weather kind of hindered our ability to like tailgate properly in the parking lot. I don't know if you noticed this, but across the street in front of the venue, there was another parking lot that had a slope and then a second deck, like a upper parking lot. And lots of good memories partying in that upper parking lot, like year after year, with, you know, that's where a lot of friendships were born for me, starting back in like 2004, 2005. Cause you know, I mean, my story has been told so many times, but I don't assume that everybody knows everything about me. But like, I took a little bit of a break from going to clown shows around the Hell's Pit era because I was on my hustle and working and wasn't available to go to shows. But then when I came back, you know, it was like it was like I missed a pivotal moment in Juggalo history where after the Wraith dropped, people really bonded. You know what I mean? In the chat rooms, the forums, and then with the beginning of the outdoor gatherings that started in 2003, 4, 5. I missed all of those gatherings. I missed like the Psychopathic All Stars tour and the Hell's Pit tour. And when I came back, it's not like I went anywhere. I was still, still rocking it, still listening to the music. Just wasn't at the
just not going to shows. And
then when I kind of like popped back up at the shows, I realized that I needed to integrate myself with cliques that were already established. But I eventually found my tribe, and those are the people that I spent all weekends. Last weekend, I spent the whole time fucking reminiscing and chatting with them and bumping into this person and that person, and it was just hella fresh. It was so fun, and I don't know if the feeling's mutual. I actually think that I have too much fun, and I actually get on some people's nerves. I don't know if everybody was even happy to see me. Like sometimes I can't read, and I don't know if I'm taking it personally or if someone's having a bad day or a bad experience, and then here I pop in and I'm all smiles. I'm like, "What's up?" And I'm just getting like a dead stare, and I'm just like, you know what, whatever. I just let it roll off my shoulder and I go to the next ninja. You know what I mean? And I don't know if they're just like, fucking BeastMasteR being a dick. I don't know.
You know, I know some people, you know, they always have that stone face, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure a lot of people were fucking burnt out a lot of those days also.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but I just had so much fun, and I have to give a couple shout outs. And I don't even know if these people will be watching, but I would never have been able to get around and survive if it wasn't for the few homies that really came through for me. Talking about Thy Ghetto Freak Show, Jill, Little Lotus, fucking those are my family right there. And you know, thank you guys for everything you do for me. You guys are the shit. And also, big motherfucking Gabe, my brother from another mother. Gabe is a real one, and you know, we have a million mutual friends, and I love all of you guys. But Gabe really fucking helped me out last week. And here I want to tell this quick story, because when I showed up in Worcester, because of the weather, my flight was canceled, and I was scheduled to show up a little late in the day. I was going to be late to DCGCon, but we had snow in Portland on Thursday, and my flight was canceled. All the flights out of Portland were canceled. So there was about a 6-7 hour period on Thursday last week where I thought I wasn't even going to make it. And then the Carnival came through. I was able to get a flight out of Seattle. So my girlfriend drove me all the way up to Seattle, like 5 hours in fucking horrible weather to get me to the airport on Thursday night. So I did a red-eye flight, and I arrived in Worcester Friday morning, but I got no sleep. So I had to crash. I got like 3 hours sleep. And then I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go to DCGCon. Where's the shuttle? And I'm like, I go to the Palladium. I'm looking for this fucking shuttle. Nowhere to be found. But I bumped into these two juggalos from Vermont, and they were looking for the box office. They were also trying to get to DCGCon, and they offered me a ride. They had a car. And so I want to give a big shout out to Abby and Crystal, my new friends from Vermont. And we hung out all weekend, and between Freak Show and them and Gabe, holy shit, they smoked me out, and I was so lit all weekend. I had the best time, and I, you know, with the help of my friends. And seriously, I appreciate everybody who showed me love last week, but especially them. For real, some family shit right there. And I can't wait to see you all at the gathering this year at the Legend Valley Gathering of Legends. We're gonna have the best fucking time. Like,
Yeah, that's dope as fuck, man. That's just some carnival shit for sure then too, like finding some people like that taking the ride then too, and I know it's not too far of a drive, but that's badass, to even find that ride,
Yeah, I mean, it was a 20-minute drive from the
Yeah.
DCG Con to the Palladium, and
Yeah, it was about 35 minutes for me on Saturday night, which is driving from the con to the Palladium Saturday was, man, some of the craziest shit.
The weather was ruthless. What did we get, like 13 inches of snow just dumped on us on Saturday?
For real, I'm like, I was thinking I was going to be snowed in, trapped there on when I woke up Sunday morning. I was just fully prepared to be staying in Worcester or Sturbridge for another fucking day or whatever. But luckily, I made it out of there.
Well, I got to be honest. I didn't mind it. Like it was refreshing. It's it was an adventure, and I was there for it. Like there's nothing really that can stop my shine. Like it wasn't going to be the weather. So, I just I had too much fun. I really, and you know what? Here's the thing. I normally am taking pictures with everybody, million fucking selfies with people. I barely took fucking 10 photos.
That's how you know you're having a good time, though, man.
Yeah,
that's
man.
the thing.
I had so much fun, and it was very unlike me. I didn't waste any time fucking taking pictures. There were a few people that took pictures with me, and I had to steal them from them. When I got home and I was uploading my bootleg footage to BeastMasteR was here, which is all out there if you want to check it out. I was kind of delirious and coming down from all the fun, and I thought, all right, I'm gonna steal everybody's pictures and like post them all on CarnivalSpirits. And then I like accidentally started posting other people's pictures on my own personal Facebook. And I'm like, what am I doing? So I deleted them, and I'm just like, all right, I need to stop. You know what? It's not even fucking worth it. The memories are here. I don't need to fucking share everything with the internet.
And I think that's what it was most of the time too, is like I have really kind of thought about like streaming every event that I did because I had cool opportunities to stream all these dope events. But really, I don't know, like I was just kind of like living them, they were really fun. I think the only full event that I streamed was the Neden game, and that was just because it was the first time that ICP was going to be on it. And
yeah. I caught the middle to end of that. I showed up a little late, but that was really fun. I enjoyed that.
That was seriously so fun. I've gotten to do the Neden game at the Gathering the last 2 years, and they've been really cool or whatever, but like, I don't know, ICP just obviously brought a new element to it. They were just fucking the hosts of hosts. They were funny as fuck, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I'm drinking some of this beer. Oh, you can't see it because of my fucking screen or whatever, but it's from Greater Goods out there. Greater Goods Imperial Brewing Company. This is out there in Worcester.
Oh, okay.
I brought back some beer for Jiggy and I to drink on the web show. I'm drinking one of them now, but I packed it with I packed my cooler with some Worcester snow. And then when I got to Niagara Falls, I packed it with some more snow, but I put my cooler stupidly sideways in my fucking trunk, and it had leaked this water in there. Luckily, most of it had got on the clothes, but then that got through onto my equipment and a little bit on my computer. I was, then it was fucking subarctic temperatures driving back, so that when I pulled my equipment out, there was a little bit of frost on it. I was a little worried. I wasn't even sure if my laptop was going to work when I set it up today to do this stream or whatever, but it was all in the name of getting this good ass beer brought back from Worcester. So shout out to fucking Greater Goods. It's a strong ass beer though, for sure.
That reminds me, and if we can just like get off a Juggalo weekend for a heartbeat, I want to give you props on your beer bash that you've been doing now for what, 3-4 years in a row now.
Last year was 3. Yeah, last year was our third one, biggest and best.
Because I remember the first time you did it, I walked by while you were kind of setting up, and I remember you gave me a beer, and I said hello, but I didn't really chill. I wasn't actually really interested in drinking that year and that early in the day. Last year I showed up and I brought my own 6-pack of beers from Oregon, and I contributed, and then I was sampling everything you guys were serving, and I had a great time just kicking it with Juggalos in your audience, for that event.
That was really fun, man. It was an actual event for sure last year. We wouldn't have been able to do it without Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do it without Gloom Unit and shit. Gloom Unit playing at Juggalo, Ohio, so if you guys haven't seen them, go see them. But we wouldn't be able to do it without them either, man. Like, they set up the performances. We had local clown crew, Juggalo Grill, doing Fago dogs. You know, like it was a real family effort, but it was the biggest one we've ever done, and hopefully this year we'll top that in some fucking way. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, it seems like momentum is moving up, and I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes an official event. Was it an official event last?
No, the reason why it's really been shot down as an official event. The only way that we'd be able to do it at an official event is if we'd have an official event as something else, and then this be part of the official event. We set it in as an official event, but because the gatherings and all ages.
I was going to say, even with Whoop Dub, they had to be careful about beers and IDs and stuff when they were doing that before.
Yeah. So it was really like Rob said, just like the insurance, like they just wouldn't be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't be able to advertise a beer share at a all ages event without like it being extra crazy.
True. Well, that just
DIY is juggling shit though. Yeah, that's why we do it that way. We're gonna keep running it DIY. We've thought about having it under the guise of another event or whatever, but what the fuck's the point? You know what I'm saying? We'll just keep running Renegade style. Yeah, next year, this year, really, we want to bring back the real like social element of it. Of the first 2 years was really like bring your beer and exchange it with everyone else, kind of in this type of circle or whatever. This year was more of like you bring your beer and we'll pour it up for you guys. It was more of a way to kind of like control that, just like to show that we could do that if that was a real official event or whatever. But I think next year we are going to focus more on, hey, you guys pull up into this fucking circle. We're going to have people playing music. We're going to have food, but you guys like talks amongst yourselves, fucking trade beer amongst yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the way we did it this last year.
Yeah, right on. Yeah. Speaking of Jump Steady, I feel bad. I feel like I embarrassed myself in front of Jump Steady last week, just because when I went through the autograph, line, and talked to everybody. Too Tough Tony, Danny from JCW, Tom Wood, Jump Steady, Mr. Happy, Darby O'Trill, and Lardy B. Right?
Yeah. That was a really crazy. That autograph session was pretty fresh. It was one of the cooler events that I did. I just sat there. I played music, watched people come through. I think it was just it was really fucking dope.
I got you to sign it.
I know that was dope, man.
Am I the only one that asked you to sign my thing?
I actually signed a few, and a funny story on it is that these people who were there with their daughter or whatever, they came up and they're like, oh yeah, and I was like, oh you want me to sign it? They're like, yeah, and as I'm getting ready to start signing it, they're like, yeah, we got to have Devereaux sign it. And I was like, yeah, well, hey, just so you know, I am not Devereaux, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, you're not? No, and I was like, no, I'm Bobby Blaze. But they're like, oh, but you do this like all. I was like, yeah, but it's not like that or anything. They're like, oh, I was like, but this has happened before. I was outside of the venue before on the phone, and some guy walked up to me. He's like, hey, are you Devereaux? And I was like, no, man.
All right, man. Look, you're Devereaux if I'm Trey Pound, okay?
Hey, shit, man. Juggalos only see these people on fucking screens or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, they're like, oh, but hey, you can still sign it. I was like, yeah, I'll do the sympathy signature then for it. But there was a couple other Juggalos who watched the podcast and had me sign it or whatever. But other than that, it was just, I was just there to play music.
That's funny. Hey, going off of my own topic here, I actually, for the first time ever, got to talk to Trey Pound and tell him that we are doppelgangers and that I always get confused for him like all the time.
Yeah, I saw him out there too, and I was like, damn, man, him and BeastMasteR do look a lot alike.
I don't think he knew what to. I mean, he was a little like speechless. It was like after the Friday night, like walking out of the venue. I just saw him real quick, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And I had to let him know. I'm like, "Yo, when you guys were on the Palcast and you were sitting in front of the swimming pool and you did a drawing for a free giveaway of a D-Town Customs grill." I'm the one who won it, and you were the one who pulled Carnival Spirits out of the bucket And so, you know what I mean? I'm like, thank you,
yeah.
because I got a free fucking grill out of that.
It was
And
that doppelganger mind wave. He knew to pull your name. You know what I'm saying? He did it for his fucking Juggalo twin.
the last time I talked to Shaggy, I completely forgot to tell him that. I wanted to, but I forgot. Like, I always get overwhelmed when I'm around juggalos that I know and admire, the rappers. You know, I love Trey Pound. I love Chop Shop. You know, I love DJ Clay. I love Shaggy. Look, I love Jump Steady. And I fucked up because I couldn't help myself. I had to tell him that I want him to rap at the gathering this year. And I didn't know that he would have such a opposing, like knee jerk, like, oh, I just rapped the other year. And I was like, I know, but you went on early. And he was like, nobody was there. Nobody saw. And I was like, okay, oh my God. Like, I didn't mean to like evoke such a negative response. And then Mr. Happy sitting there was trying to like, I don't know, rescue him or me, and was like, hey, what's up? But Jump Steady was still talking. And so my attention was split, and I feel like I pissed them both off. I'm not sure, but Darby and Lardy B could probably confirm it, because they were sitting there watching the whole time. Like, I don't know, man. But I want to apologize to Jump Steady and Mr. Happy. I meant no disrespect. I just want to see him rap.
Yeah.
I felt like a dick.
What year did Jump Steady perform again? What was the last one? Was it 2 years ago?
It was a couple of years ago, and he booked, like, he books the gathering, so he booked himself at the same time as those motherfuckers that looked like Voltron, you know, the supersonic whatever.
Oh yeah.
And he wanted to see them, so he went on early so he could go watch them. I went and caught a couple of songs of them, and then went to go see Jump Steady, and then I met them on the path, and they were all walking to, and I'm going the other way, and I'm like, wait, I'm going to see you rap, and they're like, oh, he's done. I'm like, you're not even supposed to start in for 15 more minutes.
Damn, well, hey, that was on Jump Steady then, for people not seeing him then.
Favor, never fucking bring that up to him, because oh my God, like I didn't realize that. I mean, but literally, it's just because I'm a huge fan, and I've never seen him perform live, and the time that I was gonna, apparently I fucked up because I wasn't there a half an hour early. Like, but yo, I
definitely understand though. You know, you're being such a fan. It's so hard to, like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I'm just like standing there and I'm like, what the fuck, dog? Like, I just want to tell like Rob how much I love fucking, you know, Master of the Flying Gillington or some shit, and ask him what he thinks about there was this at the DCG Con 1, he had brought these like pods that you got into, and there was like these, you controlled these mechs or whatever, and you battled another, you know, group of people, you know, who were also in the pods then, and at the end it printed out a fucking sheet and told you how you did. And me and my homie Webmaster Baker, we played that shit all weekend and had like fucking 17 sheets, and just you could track how shitty we did in the beginning, and then by the end of the weekend how fucking good we were doing or whatever. And I wanted to nerd out to Rob on that, and I was like, nah, just, you know, I'll just do it next time I see him. We'll just do it next time I see him. But then I was like, man, fuck this. I just can't do it, because I know whatever I'm gonna say, I'm gonna fucking sound like a retard when I go to say it, and it's just not gonna come out right. I'm gonna fucking mark out too heavy. I'm gonna say it too fast, or I'm gonna mumble it too fast or whatever, and I just say fuck it or whatever. So I just go to work, you know what I'm saying? Rob's just my boss at that point. We don't talk about much else, you know?
Yeah, no, I don't look. Yeah, I think I told Ninja Nate, you know, he was running the line, and good homie, and I told him, I was like, oh man, I got to get you on my show. I've had Tall Jess on, you know, on the BeastMasteR show. And he's like, absolutely. So, you know, I'm looking forward to that. But I was like, the only thing I need now is to get Jump Steady on. And he's like, yeah, right. Obviously, he's a hard man to pin down. And I just, I was like, oh, dude, I don't lose my cool that often in front of anybody, but for some reason I fucking lose my cool around Jump Steady, and I always feel like I fuck up the interaction every time I see him, and I just need to fucking chill, man. Like I'm, like, for real, that dude's my hero, and I just love everything that he's done for us, the community, and putting on the gatherings and DCG Con and everything. I stand in front of him and I'm like, this is the love of my life. And he's looking at me like I'm a fucking lunatic. And I just hope that there were other juggalos that were marking out as much as I was. So I wasn't just the standout fucking freak, you know?
No, man, there definitely was. There was a lot of serious mark out action on that stage, but it was all love. It was really good, man. That shit ran really smoothly. I think a lot of juggalos had a good time, but Rob, I heard him talking about it. He had a really good time during that autograph session. He said it went really dope. So he didn't say, hey, except for that one asshole who told me I needed the rap throughout the weekend.
Yeah, I know. And I got to hit up Mr. Happy and apologize to him because he was trying to salvage the interaction. And I felt like I couldn't like handle, I didn't know where to focus my attention. Jump was still talking, but I think I was holding up the line. I don't know. There were people behind me. And you know, Darby and Lardy B were just like, we're next. We're waiting for you. And then I was like, all right, I got to keep this moving. When I was talking to Lardy B, I was giving her flowers and telling her how awesome she is, and fucking in the middle of it, I'm just rambling. All of a sudden, I realized her handler had a phone videotaping me the whole time, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" And then I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna be caught in 4K on Instagram, fucking kissing her ass." And luckily, her little montage video did not include me fucking being ridiculous, but I think I actually did hear my voice in the very beginning of their clip.
That's the shit,
because they were filming all of their.
Yeah, she looked like she was having fun during that too. I mean, everyone looked like they were just enjoying themselves during that. You know.
Yep.
That's really fresh though.
Yeah, and you know, Darby O'Trill again is so cool to see him up there. Like I didn't mean to fucking like talk about haters in terms of him, because I don't give a fuck, man. Like he is so fucking cool. I've got the garden band there. I bought that pre-order. Like I try to support this motherfucker, like he's my own brother, man, because I'm just so proud of him. We were on the Darby before he was on LSP. We interviewed him on CarnivalSpirits. It's all because of Cali Green Too Fresh, man, because he is tapped into the underground, and he was a fucking huge fan. Like he's the Cali Green Too Fresh has introduced me to so many artists that I was like, I have no clue who these people are. And then all of a sudden I see them doing big things, and I'm like, damn, Cali Green, you are you really can kind of he anticipates who's gonna be big. I don't know. He's like a fucking wizard or something.
Yeah, man, and I feel the same, man. Seeing Darby being part of the autograph thing, I thought was really cool. Then too, I don't know of how they pitched that to him or whatever, but I think that was just like a good ass, like it was a good thing for him to be part of. It's just cool seeing him up there. That he's signing autographs at motherfucking DCG con. Like that's just big love shit. You know what I'm saying? Like as a juggalo, like being a juggalo like he is, and being down with this shit as long as he has been, like I can only imagine, like how dope of an honor that is to him. You know what I'm saying? Like for that to be my homie, like my legit homie. You know what I'm saying? To see him on stage, like to be on stage together with him at this event or whatever, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like he was signing autographs, I was playing music. You know what I'm saying? Like for the carnival, how much more fresh does that shit get? Like it just don't get any fucking cooler than that.
Not for nothing, but when I walked out of my hotel room Friday afternoon, he was the first person I saw standing out front of the hotel waiting to get picked up so that they could go do their sound check. It's such a juggalo thing, to walk out into the street and then it's like, oh, hi, Darby O'Trill. What's up? Like, like funny meeting you here, Gave him taps, and then like I said, I went looking for the shuttle, and he got picked up by Lardy B, and then we saw each other again at the DCG. DCG, I didn't spend nearly enough time there, and I really didn't partake in any events or nothing. Like I said, I was there for the dating game or the. Sorry, I just juffed. But
your Malenko showing, man, pick that up,
But everywhere I go where there's juggalos, like I can't escape fucking bumping into people that are mad chill and want to talk, and it was just like one homie after another. And at DCG, like all the staff, all the juggalos that were working, like, you know, manning the fucking bouncy fucking castles and shit, they were all fucking Massachusetts juggalos, homies of mine. So
they all fucking talk weird as fuck. All talked fucking weird as fuck, bro. All of them fucking, hey, guy, you got any duct tape over here? I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Get the fuck out of here, bro. All the dudes who were working the bounce house, they came and they asked me for fucking, they asked us for some duct tape, and I was like, yo, I need subtitles on the screen right now. What the fuck did this guy just say to me? What did he just ask for? Some duct tape, guy. What? Yo, yeah, we got you, brother. I want to say something. Your boy Ninja Nathan. Hey, I got to give props to him. He was me, him, and Nathan Extra. We were a team the whole weekend. They were my stage managers. I DJ'd that stage in the whole weekend. I've only seen them in passing before. Nathan Extra a little bit more than I've seen Ninja Nathan, but cool ass fucking dudes. Super fucking helpful. Super down to earth. Juggalo as fuck, and it's cool. I did we're doing a series for our members only right now on the MUJ page, and we're just telling old Juggalo stories. And I was telling my first gathering, and just, you know, how you meet juggalos who, you know, like I'm a certain type of juggalo. My homies are certain type of juggalos or whatever. We grew up a certain way, we act a certain way, we're into certain things or whatever. When you meet other types of juggalos from other walks of life, it is just always so cool, you know what I'm saying, to see how far it goes, you know. Meeting the gaming ninja or nerdy ass juggalos are my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like, you know, we're the same motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know, had guns and knives. You know what I'm saying? We were just different. You know what I'm saying? Like, to like bond on so many different levels, but just be so like, you know, like into like certain just different things or whatever. Jump said he talked about it in his gaming seminar. You know. He rates his friends at different levels of gamers that they are. You know what I'm saying? Like a level 1 gamer to like a level, I think, 3 gamer or whatever. Most of his friends are 2.5 or above, is what he was saying. And just like thinking of that, of the juggalos that I meet or whatever. And I was part of the gaming convention the whole weekend. So I was with, you know, gaming ninja juggalos the whole weekend. And it's just so fresh how the same we are. And then just how different the community is, you know what I'm saying? How different the community's grown up, but how similar we all are, you know. I think that's just so fresh on Juggalo shit.
Absolutely. I'm in awe of all the talent in the community, and, you know, I'm just the biggest mark for like Tom Wood and the Wicked Dreams Creations and the Dead Canvas crew, and just anybody that's out there doing graphic design and that stuff. So I really tried to do my best to show love and support those motherfuckers. And, you know, and I ended up like, you know, picking up, like, you know, got myself a pop socket and, you know, Wicked Dreams Creations.
I cashed out at Wicked Dreams Creation. I spent about $40 or more, you know what I'm saying, just between stickers, and I bought a shirt and some other stuff, but I bought a stack of stickers to give away and a bunch of other shit. There's someone that I support all the time, you know, like they're shit that I've been supporting them, you know, as long as I can remember. But it was hype seeing them there, so I cashed out on them for sure.
I told them a story that because, you know, when I was doing the BeastMasteR show every weekend for about a year, and then I took a little hiatus to move, I had purchased a whole bunch of Wicked Dreams Creation stickers, duplicates, with the intention of doing giveaways and stuff. But then I ended up moving, so that shit got packed up with all my stuff. And when I, you know, ended up relocating and unpacking it, I lost that shit, and then I found it like a year later, and it was like a surprise. I forgot that I had bought it, and it was like this treasure trove of fucking, you know, all the butterfly designs and shit.
Yeah.
And I was telling them that, I'm like, oh man, I have this fucking fat stack of stickers and shit that I'm sitting on that I lost and then found. And, you know, so I've networked with them, and I'm hoping to do some sort of collaborative video with them, maybe an interview or maybe like
that'd be cool as well.
Stuff like that. I just want to help promote these motherfuckers.
Do you know where they're from?
What's that?
Do you know where they're from?
No, I forget.
Okay. Yeah, I forget too.
Gathering homies, man. See the
well, that's because it's like just seeing them out there. I was just like, like, hey, they made the trip too. You know what I'm saying? There was just a few people that like I did see that I knew, and I'm like, man, hey, they made the fucking trip too. I don't know where they came from. I don't know where a lot of people come from, but to see people, just to see, even if they're not like, my direct homies or whatever, familiar faces is what was cool. I was kind of like, I don't know, man. I could have done like a whole documentary on itself of me going to the East Coast and never going for a Juggalo show. And anytime that I saw a familiar face, how much of a relief it would have been. You know what I'm saying? Because I did the few familiar faces that I did see. Shout out JP and stuff from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? But Justin Lintner. You know what I'm saying? Like just a few people that I would see that are Midwest people or whatever. That was few and far in between. But seeing like Illegal and Alejo out there was really cool. Like if there would have been a documentary that I was filming, the spots of solace would have been those familiar faces. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not as big of a social butterfly or whatever. I will fully admit, and I've said it several times on the show. Really, like I'm even if I talk 4 hours on a fucking show, doesn't mean I'm that type of person when you see me outside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And a lot of times I'm with just the people that I know, my immediate circle or my farther out people, you know what I'm saying? But so to go all the way to the East Coast and not know, I'm going out there because I know fucking 17 motherfuckers I'm going to go hang out with was also like a big thing on itself, to be out there like and experience Juggalo culture in a different fucking area that I'm completely from. Like it made the trip what it was. It was an adventure, you know what I'm saying? Like every part of it was dope. Like the only thing I wish I would have had would have been 1 or 2 extra days so I could even saw more of it and spent more time with Juggalos, like,
way too short.
Yeah, like the first night I was out there, I was like, cool, man, I got fucking 2 more days of being out here for sure, whatever. And then it was like, boom, ICP's over Saturday night. And I was like, where the fuck did time go? You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing the homies, like, I was happy to be able to see you before I left. I got to see Darby before I left, Humble Among and stuff before I left, and seeing Darby, because I'll see Darby, at the end of next month or whatever. But just like to see Darby out there too, you know what I'm saying? Like that is another one of my boys. That's someone I could text, you know what I'm saying, and chop it up with. I can call and chop it up with. Seeing him out there and like knowing like seeing his rise or whatever, and even like the opportunities, like like it's always so fresh to be a Juggalo. But like here I go out there, I see you, someone who's done so much for Team MUJ and has done countless things for other Juggalos that unsung. You know what I'm saying? To see Darby O'Trill, who really like in the 6 degrees of separation, Darby O'Trill was one of the main reasons why I was on DCG Con. You know what I'm saying? Him, like without speaking too much out of it, you know what I'm saying? Like there's like a handful of people who are looking out for me for sure in the situation. Now, hopefully I've proved myself to Rob, and me and Rob, will have that. You know what I'm saying? But like just seeing like being able to say hi to you guys or seeing you guys out there really made my trip so fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like even though you're not from out there anymore, it would have been weird to be out there and you not be there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I know you of. You know what I'm saying? I know you from out there. You're a New England Juggalo. I don't know you as a motherfucking Portland Juggalo. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know myself as a Portland Juggalo. But by the way, I don't live in Portland anymore. I left Portland. I'm still in Oregon. I actually live in St. Helens now, which if anybody knows, that's where like they filmed Twilight. I live really close to Bella's house.
Forts and shit or whatever it's called, right?
And Halloween Town, which is a classic old school.
Damn, hell yeah, Disney shit for sure.
Yeah, that's my neighborhood now. That's where
that's the Disney classic. That's gas that you live out there. Fuck, Twilight, but Halloween Town's Disney classic shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I used to live in Beverly, which was just a hop, skip, and a jump away from haunted Salem, Massachusetts, which I fucking love being from that area. I was actually born in Beverly.
That was my plan, was to go to Salem the first day I went out there, but my trip got extended quite a bit. Like there was so many times during my trip out there that I couldn't even go close to the speed limit. You know what I'm saying? I was on the interstate going fucking 40 miles an hour through the fucking freezing rain in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it delayed my trip. So I was able to go into Worcester the first night, get some good beer. I bought weed in Massachusetts, which is so weird. It was the weirdest like I bought weed in 4 different states now, and that was the weirdest state I've ever bought weed in. They just like rubber band my joints in the plastic tubes and just handed it to me. Every other place I've been to, they like put it in bags and fucking staple it extra shut and tell you not to open it till you get to your car. Like, I felt like I was walking into someone's living room and buying herbs and shit.
They fucking put a joint in your mouth, lit it, smacked you on the ass, and sent you on your way.
Hey, I really wouldn't have been shocked because, again, man, you know, I'm really close to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Chicago is my nearest big city. People talk shit and say people are mean in Chicago, but I feel like everybody out there who is at least on the road were straight fucking assholes. I don't know how people drive around in there on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Like, the highway sucks. The people drive like assholes. You're driving through stupid mountain loops, some stupid fucking interchanges that take you in these big ass fucking loops that don't make any sense or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then put you back on the highway after you're coming off of a fucking mountainous loop, and then put you on a highway where people are going 80 miles an hour out there, whatever the fuck they would say to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was fucking rough, man. And then, you know, I kept having to remind myself that I'm 800 miles away from home, so everyone talks like this out here. I'm just not at a fucking, I don't know, the fucking short bus didn't just unload. That's just how people talk out here, you know? Like, no offense, brother. No offense.
They call us massholes for a reason.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, it was just a bunch of massholes, bro. It was. A shocking thing is, though, I got good barbecue out there. It was really close to the convention. There was a place called BT's Smokehouse.
Why is that surprising? You think
because, like,
barbecue in Massachusetts?
No, bro, there's a fucking, you guys make fucking seafood and everything. All the architecture is fucking beach houses and shit. I wouldn't expect that I would get fucking good barbecue in the back of a fucking gas station in Sturbridge, massive huge tits.
Nah, I wouldn't have expected that either. But I mean, it is like part of the colonial America, like, you know, the founding fathers and shit, like pilgrims and shit. Like,
when we say it that way,
it's a melting pot, man. You got fucking all types. But you know, there's an Irish pub on every corner, like.
Yeah, when you mention that, or when you say it that way, I guess it does make sense. You know what I'm saying? The founding fathers were barbecuing some shit up, I'm assuming, you know, but everything for real. Even the McDonald's, I kept calling it Cape Cod aesthetic. The fucking McDonald's looked like a fucking beach house that was next to the convention. I was like, why is everything
so far away from Worcester?
What else was I supposed to say? Fucking New England, fucking, I don't know, fucking ocean lighthouse architecture. I don't know what I was supposed to say. Like,
it's because there's a lot of old structures. You know, everything's old and fucking moldy and. Oh, but
I gotta go back out there in nice weather so I can maybe appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah, you should. I mean, it is beautiful. Like, I love where I came from, and I love New England. You know, it's beautiful in the fall. Whatever. I love also traveling, and I love that I've experienced like, you know, so many different areas, and it's the Juggalo in me that brings me to all these places. My first Juggalo weekend was in Arizona. You know, I'd never been to Arizona before. Why would I ever go there if it wasn't for ICP? And I had a blast. You know, it was way better weather in February a couple years ago when I did that shit. But I got to give a shout out to my homies from Plymouth, Massachusetts, which is like near Cape Cod, you know, down there on the neck. My homies in Outland Camp. On the stream I did with Thierry, well, when I introduced the interview, I had said incorrectly that Outland Camp was going to do like a fucking pop-up performance. I misread the flyer. What it was is my homie Pat, who's in the group, dope underground, like fucking rappers. And but he started like a streetwear, like a clothing line, you know, called Kill Your Idols. And he was doing a pop-up selling his artwork on t-shirts. And I copped one, but I wasn't able to get the size I wanted. So I ended up giving him money, and he's going to mail it to me later. But I got a couple of stickers here. I just want to give a shout out to Pat. Love your fucking artwork, brother. You know what I mean? Got to show it off to the fam. You guys, if you ever see Kill Your Idols, streetwear merch, fucking pick some up because it's fucking fresh. And that's a real ass fucking Juggalo homie right there too. And you know, I would have loved to see Outland Camp on the fucking Juggalo weekend bill. They have been holding it down for years. You know, Tier Diaz, like I said, was the only local artist on the bill. I loved every single opener. Like everybody was fucking rad, right? Chris Calico, Whitney Payton, all of them, right? All 6 of them. Ouija Mac. I'm just a fan of everybody. But yeah, it would have been tight to see more Massachusetts representation up there. And I know
who would have been someone else good though that put us on them. Put the people who are watching who are unfamiliar with who could have been someone that would have performed there, like who someone else, like a local
Outland Camp motherfucker. These guys are sick. Outland Camp, OLC, recognize. They are fucking amazing. But you know, and they really should have been on the bill. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? I know other people feel the same way, but it's and Tier did bring up the homie Mad Max for a couple of songs. Mad Max is a dope underground rapper as well, a Juggalo rapper. But again, I left
from that area or from somewhere else.
Yeah, from Boston now. Yeah, I mean he's originally from New Jersey, but we have a history. You know, back in 2008, when I was an active Juggalo rapper, or when I was actually doing underground shows, I booked Mad Max to come do a show with us in Worcester at Tammany Hall. I paid him to come on down, take a bus, and he did a show, and he got on the bill, and he had such a fun time with us that he never left. He like moved to Massachusetts and stayed, and he's been living there ever since, like rocking it, doing his thing. Now he's on the label called Dirtcore with Jay Reno and a bunch of other people. You know, Jay Reno's a tunnel runner. Back in the day, remember Tunnel Runners? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, really, it's just dope to see fucking your friends up on stage. So it was cool to see Max and Tier doing, you know, their songs together on stage. But something crossed my mind, and I don't know. I think Tier did great. I think he was well received. I mean, he definitely killed it, right? But there's an interview that I saw, like, you know, Violent J did a lot of podcasts in the past couple of years. And if you go look at ICP's link tree, they got all the fucking podcast interviews like up there. You could go look at them. There was this, I don't know who he was talking to. It might have been No Jumper or something, where they were addressing Tech Nine's interviews where he was kind of talking negatively about the gathering and, you know, experiences and not showing proper respect. And remember when Violent J and Tech Nine were kind of airing out some grievances, and then Tech Nine did something on a song and used Joe Bruce's real name, and they were really kind of like on the brink of maybe feuding, but I think they squashed it. But Jay said something like, yo, when it comes to the gathering, the only time people get shit thrown at them and they have a bad experience is when they don't know where they are, right? And so if the gathering is like, you know, in Indiana, and you show up and you're like, what's up, Indiana? Juggalos are like, fuck you, we're not from here. Like, we're Juggalos. Like, and I don't know if that went against Tier or worked for him with all the love he showed for Worcester, because he is a proud Worcester Juggalo. But Juggalo weekend was full of Juggalos from all over, and I don't know if anybody gave a shit about Worcester or not. I don't know. I know I did, and I picked up his new single, and I fucking love seeing him up there, and it was so dope. But again, I can't read the room because I'm too caught up in the moment and just with my own interactions and, you know, with my own fucking besties, and then with my own awkward like mean mugs, and just every fucking minute there's a new fucking person in my face, and it's either all love or it's all like, let's fucking shun each other. You know what I mean? Like, so it's hard for me to gauge like if that worked for him or if it maybe held him back, like, because he showed a lot of Worcester love, and I'm like, how many people here are even from Worcester? Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe there might not have been a lot of people exclusively from Worcester, but I think there was plenty of New England people there that probably loved that shit. I mean, I've seen Thierry Diaz in Chicago, and people loved him in Chicago. So
right on.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a criticism; it's a question.
Yeah, for sure.
He's laying down his legacy is unfolding in front of us. You know what I mean? He's a part of the Walking Home project. He's got that dope ass fucking collaboration with BstMstR and Zitro, and and he's got his album coming out. He's got that track with Royce the 5'9".
That track with Royce is good.
That track with Aunt G. I mean, this is my big Thierry Diaz plug because I'm following his shit like enthusiastically, ready to see what he does next. Like, it's fucking rad, right? Like,
yeah.
It's really fucking cool, man. I love seeing motherfuckers making moves. It's inspiring to me because I'm not dead yet. I'm not done making moves myself. And I hope that people that even have a little bit of love for me will recognize that when I do come correct with some new shit that, nobody likes to get slept on. But we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, I got some tricks up my sleeve, and this is a big year for me. So I'm not even trying to tease anything, but I'm telling you right now, expect some big things from me this year. I got something brewing that might be the biggest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, I mean, I know we talked about a few things at the gathering last year and things that you had planned for this year. So
I got something new that since then I got new developments, new projects that I can tell you off camera because I'm not ready to fucking show my cards yet. Like, I don't want to jinx myself. And honestly, like, it's not good to promote something too early, right?
Yeah. And that's part of the reason why you didn't know that I was going to be doing DCG kind of like that. Because even though I got the information, I didn't get my schedule and everything that, like, I mean, we talked about things and then I didn't hear anything for a while. So I didn't want to like say things and then shit not happen or whatever. Or like, things changed or whatever, the schedule changed and they just didn't need me or whatever at that point. So I only talked about it a little bit until I knew for sure, until I got all my packet information or whatever. And I knew everything that I was doing. Then I started talking about it a little bit more, but that was really like 2 weeks before or a week before. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to really get it out there,
Yeah. Fucking thinking back, like, with your Team MUJ streams, I know I'm never in the live chat when you go live, but I really meant it last time I was on there, and I told you I have watched every fucking episode you guys have done, and I've loved it. Like, the growth and just the way that you guys so effortlessly, get your homies and your guests and everything involved, and the way you guys promote it, and just the fucking you just keep going, you know what I mean? Like, it's really fucking dope. And I remember back in the day when you guys had that Midwest United Juggalos social network fucking website that I signed up for, and I was like spamming y'all with my fucking Juggalo bullshit, and that's, I think, probably how we met, right?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, man, it's been a blast, like, watching you guys do your thing. You and your whole crew, man. Prez, fucking Jiggy, everybody.
Yeah, man.
All your ladies, like, you guys are so fucking fresh. I really just admire the way you roll and the positive vibes you put out. I feel like you deserve to get that back, and I've always been trying to cheerlead and advocate for that. And
now you have, bro. Like, our progression is a lot of it has to do with your influence and your input and putting us on. I mean, when you guys are doing those Juggalo takeovers and throwing our streams on there and shit, so we got a lot of people that watch our shit because nobody was giving us the platform. There was really only you and like Mikey Sears gave us a platform a few times then too, but before that, nobody was doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to ask to get on shows or whatever. We have to ask to get our shit out there from people sometimes now, you know, and even sometimes we ask people and they don't got time to get us in on their monthly schedule, you know what I'm saying? But no, like it really is. I mean, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, like honestly, like I don't know, I feel like we have the cheat code or whatever, like Jiggy is my best friend, Prez is my best friend or whatever. I would like, you know, I want to see those motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? It was weird, like friend shit or whatever. Today, before all this, bro, I had to do some running around. Me and my son went out, we had got food and ice, and it takes clothes back to the mall. So I take his clothes back to the mall. My son wants to go look at some shit. We go look at some shit. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna get a hold of Jiggy on the way out of here because I bought some shirts for him and Jordan and stuff while I was out at Juggalo weekend, you know. So I want to drop those off to him. So as I'm leaving the store, I call Jiggy and I'm like, yo, bro, you home? He's like, no, man, I just left. I'm like, oh fuck, you know, I was gonna drop these shirts off. He said, hey, well, you can, you know, Jordan's there. I was like, all right, well, I'm about to leave the mall. He's like, bro, I'm pulling up to the mall right now. I'm like, where you at? He's like, yo, I'm right by JC. So I'm like, dog, I just walked out of the door of JC Benny's right motherfucking now. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you at? Or whatever. We swooped around and fucking I was able to give him them shirts. I threw in a couple of stickers that I got from Wicked Dreams Creations and, you know, hooked it up with their shit. But there's just like that just goes to the cheat code. Like me and Jiggy I've known Jiggy since I was like fucking like a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went through our teenage years together, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my motherfucking like best friend or whatever. So it kind of makes it easy to what we do. And in the last, you know, 2 years, Jiggy moved into a new house. We're building the studio. It's still progressing, but we have a spot like to do the show. We're on a schedule basically every 2 weeks for sure now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Unless something's going on. So I mean, I don't know. It's just fun to do. Like, just the show isn't like, I don't know, literally I look forward to doing the Weekly Luca Web Show every fucking time that we could do it. It's just fun to do, you know, go hang out with the homies and talk shit for fucking couple hours, you know.
Well, I gotta say, man, it's fucking dope. I hope I'll be able to fucking, you know, partake more often. My work schedule has changed for the past few years. I was doing overnights, so I like literal graveyard shifts, day sleeping, and taking you know a calculated time off. Like I was on hiatus, you know. But I've been making these moves behind the scenes, getting myself in position to kind of get back to some of the old shenanigans that I used to be up to. You can expect to see new episodes of the BeastMasteR show on a semi-regular basis. I'm not trying to go every week. I don't have the time to dedicate like I used to, but I do have time, and I'm going to spend it smart, and I'm going to try to dedicate slices of time to be a part of the community again, like in some capacity, like I was. And really, I just enjoy chopping it up with juggalos. So I've always ever just tried to invite juggalos to be on my show, whether they're rappers, whether they're artists, or whether they're just an open book and willing to be on a stream and to be public with and candid, because not a lot of people are. And in a way, I don't even know how to say it, but like I'm almost like jealous of you guys because your unity and your friendship is on full display. And a lot of the people that I consider my closest Juggalo friends, they don't want anything to do with this public forum that I have. And so I almost feel like, well, maybe there's some shade going on, or maybe there's something embarrassing about what I'm doing, or maybe it's not like a good look to be telling tales out of school, or but I've been very careful not to fucking expose private information. I don't.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, there's plenty of stories that Jiggy and I could never fucking tell. Like I said earlier, we're doing like a lore series right now, and Jiggy and I are like, all right, well, we absolutely can't tell this story. If we're gonna tell this story, we gotta leave this stuff out. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I've been the whole time on CarnivalSpirits. Is like there's things I can talk about, and there's things I won't talk about. Out of respect. And I see that some other streamers or whatever people in the past have no filter and give no fucks, and it's like they don't even care how they're perceived, and they don't care if they're hated. Well, maybe that's maybe that's a mark against me, but I don't want to be hated. I don't want to offend. I'm not here to be a provocateur. Like, if anything, I'm just trying to show love, and I'm trying to fucking bond with anybody who actually can relate with my with my clown love. You know what I mean? And so I put myself out there, and I'm like a magnet for all types of motherfuckers. But it's I feel like it's kind of split. It's like there's people that I know and I used to party with and hang out with, and then there's people on the internet that that actually come to me and check out my shit or want to partake. And it's not one fucking unit. It's like this whole big not divided, but like this splintered thing, where I'll see people in person, and they're like, "Oh, I see what you're doing up there on YouTube," and I'm like, "Really? Never seen you in the chat once. Are you sure?" Like, I mean, I have no idea who's watching me. If I get 200 views, I have no idea, because there's only like fucking 30 of you in the chat. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I have no idea. Are people hate watching, or is it just embarrassing to fucking be on a public forum?
I think kind of a little bit more too. I think just, I don't know, the way that the generation of the internet that we're in right now, it is to where, there are people who still genuinely show the love or whatever, but I think like some people think it's corny to show love, which is stupid as fuck, like, and I think that's like where, you get however many people watch the video, you get fucking however many comments or whatever. It's like, I don't know, a lot of that I think is just like, people think it's corny to show love, but showing love's cool as fuck. I mean, in a fucked up world, showing love's the coolest thing you do. Showing love's punk rock these days, because everyone else is just fucking assholes. You know what I'm saying? So be against the fucking grain, show love.
Everybody complains about the gathering groups on Facebook, like, oh, they're not even run by juggalos, and it sucks in there, and you get all these fucking juffs, and people are repping the fucking rebel flag still, and I'm like, I don't know how to deal with that. Like, I just don't partake. That's the thing, is I take a step back from all that horse shit, and I've created my own fucking lane. And but in a way, what I'm saying is it's kind of lonely at the top. If I look like I'm doing big things, it's because I'm doing things. Whether it's big or not is up to debate. You know what I mean? But I just keep doing things, and a
lot of times I feel left out of the community, to be honest with you, just because I don't like. I'm really like, I don't know, over the last couple of years, like, I really don't like being on social media like at all. You know what I'm saying? I haven't used Facebook since fucking the pandemic. I haven't used my personal Instagram since like about the same time. I post on the Team MUJ Instagram, and really, like, even that is less than it was before. And I have my own Twitter, you know what I'm saying? But really, like, I don't know. I'm in public, I'm much more personal. I just don't like doing the internet thing or whatever, like.
Well, I hope that artists out there understand that just because somebody isn't reacting to all of your social media posts doesn't mean that we're not supporting you. And I say that because I can't keep up with everybody. If every artist is out there trying to build a following on social media, good for you. I hope you have a lot of followers on social media. But if you're a rapper, I'm following your music, and I'm not necessarily fucking riding your nuts or, hanging on your every fucking.
That's the most reason. Like, that's the most reason I use social media really anyway now, is to, like, if someone posts something about their music or whatever, the least I could do is repost it or whatever. Or if someone, like, I don't listen to music off Spotify at all. I only had Spotify to listen to podcasts that had signed Spotify exclusive details or whatever. I have Apple Music or whatever. But anybody who releases music on Spotify and they put out their Spotify pre-save, my fucking Spotify is full of your Spotify pre-saves. So if you're my homie, I feel like that's the least I could do. Or if you're like someone I know who's releasing music, the least I could do is help out your algorithm by putting you in my motherfucking Spotify pre-save and retweeting your music or whatever. So, like, I would say now 95% of my social media usage is posting other people's stuff. or posting Tim and J stuff. Really, like I get to meet a lot of cool people from that, but really I could have better conversations with you in real life than DMs or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's exactly why I took to YouTube, because I didn't
Yeah.
want to be a keyboard warrior, and
Yeah.
I wanted to bring a face to it, a voice to it, and I think that being as sincere as I am, like I'm way too earnest for a lot of juggalos, and that's why some people can't fuck with me, because I'm not clowning. Like I'm fucking serious, too serious, maybe. But
a lot of shit that we don't talk about. We made that as like to be an effort of shit that we wouldn't talk about. We basically only talk about shit we like to talk about or whatever. But I feel like, you know, I'm sure regularly we, if however many people watch the stream after the, you know, 30 plus dedicated people watch or whatever, whoever watched after, I'm sure I'm pissing a handful of those motherfuckers off for sure, because we really don't give a fuck about what we're saying or whatever. Like, you know, I mean, we're not going out of our way to not offend any people, because we're just not necessarily offensive people, I guess, to begin with or whatever. But I know we offend the fuck out of people because of some of the shit that we do say or don't talk about. I think it bothers people. I think there's Juggalo, like people who watch Juggalo YouTube or Juggalo podcasts or whatever, that are upset at us because we don't talk about certain things. Like I'm not going to, we mostly don't talk about things we don't like on the show, because there's so little time, you know what I'm saying? So I can't talk about the things that like other people did that I didn't like, because 95% of the time I didn't even hear it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to talk about it anyway, but like we just don't talk about it. We don't, if you watch the show after like maybe the first year or whatever, we just like anything that we're not into, we just don't talk about it. If we're not, like, it's something we don't like, we don't tell you why we don't like it. We just don't talk about it, because then we don't give it time or whatever. And I feel like, you know, my lack of social media, it really, if you watch the channel, I talk for like 6 to 8 hours every month. So if you want to hear my thoughts or whatever, there's fucking hundreds of fucking hours on YouTube right now that you could hear most of it, and it's changing every day. So you can check
same, man. And you know what? That's same boat, right? Because I do like 2, 3, 4 hour long streams where I don't even put the topics in the headline of in the title of the video, and I'm purposely burying all of the leads. And you got to actually spend time with me to find out what the fuck is on my mind. And I don't make it easy for you. Maybe that's bitten me in the ass in terms of like growth. But honestly, it's, I find it better that way, because I'm not trying to be the fucking king shoulda turd pond here. I'm literally just trying to be, you know, one of the diamonds in the rough, just like y'all. Like everybody's got something to bring to the table. And if anything, I would love to work with other people. I don't get reached out to very often. I do a lot of reaching out to people, and not everybody reciprocates. Some people are happy to chop it up, and other people they don't want to, and I don't push that, and no judgment either. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter to me. It's just I feel like this is a nice conversation to have, because I'm on the cusp of a comeback, and you know I don't want to dwell on it, but you know, when I do you know, show my face, it's because I just want to be a part of this community, and I don't know what else to do except keep it real. And I have this platform. The brand CarnivalSpirits is so special to me, and you know, I don't care if we have 6,000 subscribers or fucking 60 subscribers. I don't, on Instagram, I have been active, and I have been using that to promote the underground. So anytime Juggalo rappers got singles, I'm trying to post the image, get the song on there, tag them on it. And I hope they realize that I'm doing it out of love. Like I don't have to do that. If anything, I was influenced to do that by Callie Green, because if it was just me, if it was just up to me, I'd just be talking about ICP and just promoting ICP. And I feel like that is what actually has pushed people away from me. Like I'm some sort of broken record. Like you don't need me to shove ICP down your throat. And then because you're gonna ingest as much ICP as you want to, and I don't need anybody else to fucking tell me nothing because I am on top of it. I am paying attention. You know, I don't need a fucking translator. I don't need crib notes, but it is cool to see other people also fucking lamenting their fucking love for the carnival or the Juggalo world or whatever. And, you know, maybe we don't all connect, but hopefully moving forward, there's going to be more unity, Midwest uniting with the East Coast and the West Coast, and maybe we can get this Juggalo world on the same page someday. You know, and it's a tall order here, but
because Carnival Spirits is spread out, but really I have enough people, enough fam in the YouTube community that really it doesn't really too much matter anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the people who didn't invite us didn't outlast us either. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not trying. There's no finish line for us. You know what I'm saying? There was no goalpost or whatever, so there was no need to keep raising it. It just happens. We do our show because it was an excuse for us to hang out, and then now people want to watch the show and hang out with us. So now it's that's the reason why we fucking do it. Like we've been under 1,000 motherfucking subscribers for 6 years. We just got.
See, I don't know. My gut reaction is we need to get you over that hump, but it's like that mentality is not in me. Like I am not even trying to get myself over a hump. Like
shout out to the people who fuck with it. Like we just got our memberships or whatever in December and offered that as like if people wanted to do it, and people fuck with that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to put out stuff for it or whatever, but like really we're still just doing our same thing. Like this month
YouTube subscription.
Yeah, where we got like memberships or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right on.
Yeah. So
like a little VIP or a little extra bonus shit.
Yeah, so we are dropping these like this lore series now, the story time shit, and anything that we film behind the scenes, we're streaming while we do that or whatever. We're about to start shooting some more stuff for the new season of That Shit's Trash, That Shit's Fire. That'll be starting on the 15th of March.
Well, no, that's good to know because I might have new music to enter into that shit.
Yeah, this season's gonna be really fun. Another big fucking season locked in. He said it's gonna start with the Royal Rumble, full wrestling theme this season. Starting with the Royal Rumble on Saturday, March 15th. The next episode of the web show will be the 1st of March, so we'll really gonna run March super heavy. Trash Fire, new episodes. February, we got to kind of, with Juggalo weekend happening, Jiggy still went live Saturday night or whatever, but really like the Juggalo weekend would have been our other opportunity to go live because we're on a 2-week schedule, you know what I'm saying? So we really didn't do any shows in January because that's the time that we usually take off of the year is January. So we really haven't done many shows to kick off the year so far. But once we start March back up, like I said, March 1st, which will be a Saturday, March 1st, we're going to kick off the week with a web show. And then 2 weeks after that, we'll be live with the beginning of Trash Fire Mania, the Royal Rumble going down. So expect some cool shit for that then, too. And all of our members will get like the behind the scenes of us putting that shit together then also.
Hell yeah, man. That's fucking awesome. Well, I mean, I can tell you, and I think I said this in my last video, that I'm finally going to be recording my sophomore album this year and dropping that. And I'm super stoked because I've been writing this whole time and I've got fucking hella beats. And it's fucking long time coming. I don't think anybody, maybe there's a few people, but nobody is waiting for it. Nobody cares, but I'm so proud of the stuff that I've done. And, it's my life's work that I'm talking about here, and of course, if I didn't say this last time, I'll say it now. 2025 is the 17th anniversary of Juggalo Agenda, my EP. So I've got this plan to do a re-release with hopefully some new tracks. I'm trying to maybe remix or maybe re-record a couple of them, and I'm gonna give my Juggalo tribute music one last hurrah, for the 17th anniversary, and put Dear Joe and Joey out there one more time, because I can't keep fucking pushing a song that is 20 years old. Although maybe the young jugs need it. I don't know.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't have the same fucking ideals that we have. Well, maybe they need to listen to Dear Joe and Joey. Maybe they need to listen to Juggalo Agenda. If anybody out there fucks with me and you don't even know what I'm talking about, well, I don't know if that's my fault or your fault, because I've tried to put it out there, and I just feel like
shit, I knew about that shit for 10 years plus now.
Dude, there's an interview with Violent J. Maybe it was like the Bootleg Kev or something, or podcast, where he was talking about a Juggalo showing him all his tattoos, like just covered, like fucking sleeved and chest and back. And Jay was like, what do I say to that guy? Like, what do I even say to that guy? Like, I don't know what to fucking, you know what I mean? He was just so overwhelmed with the super fan. That's how I feel about Dear Joe and Joey. I've been trying to get Jay and Shags to fucking confirm that they've heard that song since I made it. 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
I feel like that ninja who's tattooed from head to toe, who's like, look at me, Jay. And he's just like, what do you want from me? So I don't know. But it's like I said to Jump Steady, it's the love of my life, and I'm silly about it, and it may be a little embarrassing, but I got no shame, It's it really is. It's enriched my life, and this is the shit that I be saying all the time, and maybe motherfuckers are tired of hearing it, but that's why you don't have to fucking subscribe and chime in, because it's not for you, This is the Juggalo world. It's always going to evolve and change, and I just hope that I can find some solace in my own old age, because I am not a spring chicken no more. And the disappointment in anything, there's got to be a reason for it, right? If you don't like the new music, isn't that okay? Like, there's other bands that I listen to where I don't like every song, and I'm not like, motherfucker, you telling me this isn't all killer? There's some killer? You motherfuckers, you ruined my fucking life. Like, are you fucking kidding me, man? Like,
hey, and shit, like, you watched that fucking second ICP set, and that was mostly like, old shit, you know what I'm saying? I could watch that same fucking ICP set fucking 7 days a week, you know what I'm saying? Like, that Saturday night set of just the fucking classics was just dope as fuck. I mean, it was just on fucking point, man. I had such a fucking good time watching. I mean, both those sets were great, don't get me wrong or whatever, but like, I'll always love a classic ICP set, you know what I'm saying? Like, theme sets are cool too. I don't really like album sets that much, you know what I'm saying? Because I like the mix. So if they're gonna do an album, I want to see the mix then. So like, that clown set we got Saturday night, I left that shit saying like, they're still so good. I've been seeing them since fucking 99, and they're still so fucking good. And don't get me wrong, I saw some fucking fucked up ICP sets. I've seen ICPs, in all of their fucking glory and fucking tragedy over the last fucking 20-some years or whatever. But like, to see them out there, my first time in Worcester, my first time at the Palladium, and see that set and drive away from that in a blizzard, smiling like, yo, they still fucking kill, bro. I don't give a fuck I don't care if I'm 38 and some people might be like, oh, really? You still go see ICP? Bitch, did you just see what I seen? Like, if you would have saw what I saw and you walk away from that saying that anything other than how dope that was, then hey, there's something more wrong with you than there is me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree, man. And also, I never take it for granted. They're talking about doing their final tour. They're talking about doing the second 6 Jokers card and then doing their third deck of 5 cards. I mean, things really are going to come to an end one day, and it's not. I'm not trying to fear monger like some motherfuckers are like, oh, it's all falling apart. It's not the same. It's all over. Like, well, no, it's not, but it will be one day. You better enjoy it while it lasts, right?
Yeah,
like,
man.
and if you're not enjoying it, I always say this: get the fuck out. If you're not
Yeah.
enjoying it, don't stay around.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't have to come back and annoy us every fucking time. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to complain about the lineup every year. Motherfuckers been complaining about the lineup for 25 years now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's my favorite part of the summer is people who aren't going to the gathering anyway complaining about what the fucking lineup is. You know, you're missing the point, you know what I'm saying, of what the gathering is. Like, I could see you being upset about a Juggalo Day lineup or whatever, but really you're missing the point of the gathering lineup being, you know, when the gathering lineup's spectacular, that's fucking crazy because you're not expecting it. And I'm going to the gathering because there's going to be 100+ Juggalos that I only see once a year. And they're at the gathering of the Juggalos, and the dope music that plays is playing as the background soundtrack of me hugging my friends and telling them how much I miss them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I go to the gathering for. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I've never went to the gathering to see anybody besides ICP really anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, if ICP wasn't playing the gathering back in the day, you know what I'm saying, or even now, I'd still think that was stale as fuck because I'm really going to see ICP because I don't get to see ICP all the time anymore. You know what I'm saying? Anything else that's in it sprinkled in is dope as fuck. You know, the occasional seeing my homie hit a stage, you know, is dope as fuck.
Yeah, no, it's true, and there's no denying that we're spoiled as fuck, and people that gather every year that want to compare gathering to gathering by the roster, I think they're missing the boat completely. Because honestly, we have so much fun despite who's on stage. I don't think there's ever been like a make or break lineup that's like, oh fuck, the gathering's gonna suck. But you hear that because I don't know, because people they want to get their money's worth or something, or they think that there needs to be like fucking hot shit fucking openers, like whatever. I don't know. It's either here nor there. The gathering is fucking magical, and you know, people that go, they all have their own fucking take, but the consensus is that you never want to miss one once you go. Like, you never want to miss one, and the FOMO is real. When I can't gather, I don't fucking watch the videos and the live streams because I just fucking kind of like hibernate and focus on something else. And because
then you're just out there and you're just like, oh, what the fuck, you know? And then you really start thinking to yourself, I really could have been there. I really could have done this. You know what I'm saying? I should just be there right now. Yeah, shit, that's how it is. Man.
I don't enjoy vicariously living through other people's fucking phones and you know, Instagram's live fucking reel or whatever the fuck it is that, you know. And maybe that's weird because when I'm there, I'm always fucking bootlegging and filming my friends and trying to get footage and stuff. And
yeah, because low key, people do want to see that shit. I just don't want to when you're there. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I'll see it when you come back, but I don't want to see that shit when you're there. You know?
Exactly, and I do. I watch it after the fact, but while it's happening, I gotta go. You know, keep my mind busy, and because it'll drive. Because that's the thing is, I just love it so much, man. I fucking have a temper tantrum in private while I can't fucking gather. In the past, you know. But yo, man, we've been talking for almost 2 hours now, and this has been fucking dope as fuck. You know, I don't know if there's anything that we haven't covered or anything that maybe we want to get into, but I want to thank you for fucking, you know, jumping on here with me. It's fucking good times, man.
Yeah, man. When I saw you out there, I was like, yo, we just got to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's chop it up. You know, like, it was cool as fuck seeing you out there. Like I said, you know, it's only the gathering or whatever I get to see you. So to be in your hometown and shit, you know, like it would have been weird if you wouldn't have been out there. So it was dope.
Yeah. It was cool to see people that I only normally see at the gathering in Worcester. You know, there's a few of them. There's a few of them, and people that made that trek, people that made the trek to Massachusetts. I hope you had a good time. I hope the weather didn't ruin all your fun, because it
made me a fucking better driver. Now I'm even more fucking, now that fucking 1,000,000+ miles I've driven on the road, now I fucking add now I add the fucking Poconos and the fucking the shit to that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, strength through struggle. I mean, seriously, I came out of last weekend feeling like I survived a fucking, like a war or something. Like my, it's funny. The after parties at the Raven.
Yeah.
I went to the first one, the first night, but my ride, I didn't have a ride. I actually fucking walked. I walked from the hotel to the Raven. It took me 17 minutes. Google Maps said it would take 20 minutes. It took me 17 minutes. I was speed walking. And then the second night, when there was all that snow and I was in the same situation, I didn't make it. So I didn't get to see Shaggy do his after party fucking performance. But I got to see fucking DJ Clay, and I got to see fucking Big Sherm and the Ice Giant.
Yeah, we were gonna go the second night, but with all that snow and shit, and then knowing I was gonna leave in the morning, I was like, I ain't gonna go out there and risk it or whatever.
Right. And you know that you had a fucking good time when you're just like passing up a fucking Shaggy solo.
Yeah, straight up. I was like, hey, shit. I just saw Slice EP 2 nights in a row, you know what I'm saying? Shit, that was good enough, man.
Yep. Yeah, so shout out to Team MUJ. Shout out to all your people. Shout out to all my people. If you guys are watching, fucking let me know in the comments. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me wondering, because I want to know. I want to know who my people are, because it's been too long, and it's been and I'm too far away from anybody. Y'all may never see me again if you don't gather. Okay, but I'm right here, and I'm talking to you. So if you're watching, and we're friends, or if you're a fan of stuff that I've done, I mean, even if it's a parasocial relationship, I mean, this is Juggalo love here. It's sincere on my end. So if you're not a fucking hater, fucking prove it. You know what I mean? Chime in, fucking. And I'm not talking about like the video and share the video. I'm saying talk to me. Let me know you're out there, because I don't want to feel like I'm alone. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, join the conversation. That's the most important part. That's why we're going live.
Yeah. And I got hella love for all you motherfuckers. Seriously. Everybody out there trying to make their mark. It's a different world than it used to be. And I'm trying to adjust and adapt and everything. And when shows pop up in the Pacific Northwest, in the Portland area, in the whatever they call the Oregon state area, Washington, Seattle, that's my new stomping grounds. So if you're in that area and Juggalo shows come around, expect to see me, and let's party. You know what I mean? Like, I'm bringing that energy, and it is different energy out here on the West Coast. I'm not fully adjusted to it. Like, I'm still a masshole at heart, But there's so much to look forward to. I'm really fucking stoked that we're like anticipating a new 6 Jokers card. They've been talking about it on the Shaggy show.
Can I say this then? This is theory that I don't know when this video is going to drop. I'm going to talk about it on the web show. I don't know where this will come from. I don't know if anybody else has been saying this. All right, so at the motherfucking DCG con this year,
did you get some?
Jump Steady was wearing a shirt that said the 6th on the back, and on the front of it had a box that showed a 6, and then there was a question mark on top of it. Okay. The colors were like a black and gold and like red color, I believe. There's pictures online. Recently, Violent J had painted his face different color for the first time in a while, used fucking the same yellow and black face paint. The DCG Con crew shirts this year were black and gold. I'm assuming that those were all color cues and some speculation on the 6 for sure. Why would Jump Steady be wearing a question mark 6 jersey in 2025? You know what I'm saying? Other than relating to the 6. I have a picture of him because I took pictures of him on stage while he was wearing it, not even really thinking about it. And then just driving home 12 hours from fucking 15 hours. Yeah. I'm thinking about shit. And even then the crew shirts, you know, you wouldn't think that the crew shirt, you think the crew shirts would have been more colored towards the DCG Con colors, or, you know, or even Valentine's Day, but they were black and gold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm looking at this picture of Jump Steady right now. Yeah, it was a black and gold and white jersey that says the 6th on the back, and then it has a cube of some kind with it shows a 6, and then there's a question mark on the top of it. So I don't know. Yeah, here's, you won't be able to see it, but yeah, it's a 6 on 2. It's a cube, and there's 6s on the sides of the cube. It's like, you know, fucking full on.
I can't see that shit.
You see that? You see that?
Okay, yeah, barely. Yep.
Yeah. That's on the.
Well, that's the perfect tease, you know. Just
that's on the front of the jersey. The back of it says the 6th. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck would they weren't wearing those jerseys in 2021? You know what I'm saying? They weren't wearing those in January of 2022. That had to be a 6th. The second 6. That's why there's 2 6s on the front of that shit. The second 6.
Dude, that's fucking sick.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? You know, shit.
Oh man.
The crew shirts. I got 2 of the crew shirts this year. This is the first time that I've gotten crew shirts out of anything, any of the events that I've done, because I've never been. This was the first time I was booked as crew. The Gathering last year, I was booked as I was artist booking or whatever, so it was a different kind of shit. But I got crew shirts this year, and even then I was like, wow, they're yellow on black or gold on black. Like, that seems kind of strange for the colors of DCG Con. And I'm like, if anything, if they were going to do like a theme, you'd think it was because it was Tunnel of Love. They would do a Tunnel of Love type of theme or whatever. But no, they did fucking gold and black, you know?
They talked about having, like, I think 5 or 6 songs recorded already for the album that Violent J said is dropping at the Gathering. And I think it's funny how Jay's like, yeah, the 6 is coming out, and then Shaggy's like, no, it isn't, and they're playing off each other like good cop, bad cop. So, you know.
Yes, I don't know, man. And then seeing this shit, and then I would have to find the picture, but I know not too long ago, I don't know what it was, but there's a picture of Violent J and Sarah, and Violent J's face paint is black and yellow face paint. And it's the first time, like, Violent J hasn't, as far as I know, hasn't painted outside like maybe Hollow Wicked the color of the paint since then too. So
interesting.
Yeah, since the first 6, you know.
Yeah.
Shit. So I don't know, man. I don't know if it means anything, or if I'm just juggling. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it means anything, or I'm just juggling. I didn't get no information early, except for the shit that Jump Steady already talked about at the gaming convention. But all that shit's already talked about. So I'm not that in yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm still listening from the fucking door while they're talking or whatever, you know, like still trying to get the info. But no, but I wouldn't spill it, obviously, if I could. But no, but honestly, this is just Juggalo speculation. I was on stage and I was like, damn, what jersey is Jump? I took pictures of the jersey from the front or from the back, but I got pictures of it then from the front. But from the back, I was like, this is the 6th, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what the fuck, you know? This isn't the 6th DCG Con. This isn't, you know? And now, like, you know, there's 2 6s on, it's a cube. There's 2 6s on the front of that shit.
It's very telling, and it's kind of exciting, you know? I mean, really, you gotta be locked in to fucking even care about something like that. So
that's I love this shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, dude, Bobby Blaze, fucking thank you so much for spending the time. You know, this has been a great stream. We're gonna get this out to the people, and I hope that we can interact and chop it up again in the future. We gotta network. You know, and I'll be in touch, obviously. But you know, everybody watching, you know, whether you're seeing this on Team MUJ's channel or Carnival Spirits, you know, make sure you're subbing up. Make sure you're hitting the notification bell and doing all that busy stuff to stay in the know, and to be able to you know, catch future videos and streams that you guys are doing, because I know you guys got tricks up your sleeve. I love the fucking skits and the green screen shit you're doing, and the fucking, you know, the fucking bald wig and
Man, hey, we're a little behind on schedule because of Juggalo weekend. We're a little behind on some shit, but I'm telling you right now, I think the shit that we're gonna film for Trash Fire this year is going to be the funniest fucking shit we've done. That it's going to be hard to shoot it because on paper, it's hard to read without laughing. So hopefully it turns out good. I think we're gonna shoot that I'm gonna try to get it done next weekend before the Weekly Luca web show, but we'll find out, man. But we'll be live on March 1st, so I don't know when this will drop, you know what I'm saying? But
ASAP,
sure.
ASAP.
Yep.
I'm not wasting time. So we'll definitely be looking out for that, man. And shout out to all your people. Shout out to Carnival Spirits, Dawn Chaos, Cali Green Too Fresh. Much love to Scotty Two Balls.
Hey, much love to Scotty Two Balls. Hope you're doing well, brother.
Yeah, exactly, man. I haven't gotten an update recently, but you're in my thoughts and prayers, and and again, everybody out there, fucking, much love. I appreciate it if you spent a little bit or a lot of time with me, and I'd love to hear from you. And we got some big things coming in the near future from me, music wise, video wise, and I'm keeping my mouth shut about the most exciting thing that I got planned, but just know that I'm busy behind the scenes, and and that's all I can do is just tease it because I want to say more, but it's not a good idea because it's too early. we got a really long life ahead of us, hopefully. So I'm trying to make the best of it, enjoy myself, and
that's right, man. It's fun when it's fun, you know what I'm saying? And we got to make the best of it, you know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, it's fucking, it's punk rock to show love these days, so make sure you're showing love to everybody, you know what I'm saying? As long as they deserve it, if they don't, fucking, then you can still blow grills out, but until then, show love, motherfucker. Oh yeah, hey, thank you, BeastMasteR, for sure, man. It was great seeing you just last week and doing this again. I know we always have a good conversation, so I knew we'd be on this bitch for 12 or 2 hours or more or whatever. So much fucking love, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody, fucking take care. Catch you later. And always the fuck off, motherfuckers. All right, that's all she wrote. Thank you guys for joining me. We're gonna wrap this up. There are links in the description. Check those out, and I will see you next time. Peace.